Hello, welcome to Jason the Old Millennial. I'm here in my basement, and I'm here with my good friend Ryan, or known as Not Your Normal Geek.
Hello, everybody, and Jason again. I know I said it before, but again, thank you for having us on your channel. I'm a big fan of your show. I love
Oh,
it.
well, thank you.
I love your in-depth talks on everything that you do, and it's just always interesting to hear what you have to say about everything. So I appreciate you having us on.
I appreciate that so much. Yeah, I'm a big fan of your channel as well. I want to say we probably met in the last year on probably Z Talks or something, I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
I think that's probably the same with a lot of stories for people on Z Talks. It's like, I think Mike should start like a dating site or something, because that's how a lot of these YouTubers have been meeting on Did You See That? But yeah, it's been a pleasure getting to watch your channel, seeing it grow, and yeah, just hearing your thoughts on everything that you've got to say.
Yeah,
And it's all because of Mike.
oh yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I feel like almost just everybody I met is because of Mike. He's really done a good job connecting everybody. Do that. He used to do that more weekly, of course, back in the day. That was great. Yeah, I don't remember exactly when it was we met. I just know we met at some point. I keep thinking
It was a year and a bit or so ago, maybe 18 months, maybe around that point, perhaps a little bit
yeah.
less.
I don't know if you had your channel for a while. I've had mine since 2021.
I think coming 3 years. I think I've had mine. I didn't even when I started the channel. I never really uploaded, so I've only really done it consistent for about 2 years. So
okay, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, your channel was called Ryan Swells,
yeah.
and at some point, I was looking at my, I was getting feeds from Not Your Normal Geek, and I was like, "What's Not Your Normal Geek?" Like, I don't remember subscribing to that. And then it was you, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So it was a name change, I guess. And that's fairly recent, I want to say.
Yeah, it was just past few months, I believe. Yeah, I don't know what spurred it on. Just fancied a little bit of a change, but I just think it encompassed a little bit of what I do. So it's not just really movie reviews. It's like pop culture-y kind of stuff as well. So
yeah, I mean, I always like that. I mean, a lot of people use just their names, which is like that's fine. But like when I did my channel, I was like, I just don't want to use my name. I want to try to do something creative with it, I guess. And it seems like that's what you did, probably. But
yeah, I see, your name is actually one thing that kind of caught my eye with yourself, the Old Millennial. I have to say, I love that. I kind of can relate as well. I'm a bit of an old millennial myself. I'm getting on a bit. Scary to think, but yeah, I love your name, and yeah, it was just a bit of a changing mine up.
Mike is in the chat. Thanks, Mike. We thank you for introducing two of us together. Yeah, and to me, like what I mean, yeah, I'm sure it was Detox. We've also did we've done, I don't know, at least 1, 2 watch alongs with.
Yeah, I appreciate Mike for getting where to meet up on the YouTube and all that. But yeah, some of these watch alongs, we watched the Titanic. Yeah. I can't say I appreciate that, Mike. I mean, it was fun being on and everything, but the movie was something else.
Oh, that was hilarious to watch. Yeah. The rapping dog, and we were
in the Gladiator, I believe, as well.
Okay, you do on the Gladiator. Yeah, that was a good one, actually.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't remember if you were on Spaghetti Man or not. It was.
Oh no.
Okay, you weren't on the Spaghetti Man one, but
well, I did watch along with it, and I was thinking, oh, that actually sounds pretty all right. You wouldn't have thought looking at the title, but it sounded really pretty funny. So I might have to check it out.
That was funny. That was another funny one, but yeah, for me though, like of course, I don't know. We collaborated or on Z Talks, or I saw you, and so then I started subscribing to your channel. Of course, after the usually I do that when I meet somebody. I start, subscribe to their channel, of course, and kind of follow along what they're doing. Early on, you were doing, I don't know, you always go out there. I feel like I feel like I just sit in my basement and do my videos. Whoops. I think I lost him. Ryan, come back. He's having some technical difficulties on his end. He told me earlier. Hopefully he gets that fixed here and comes back on. Can't really ask the questions to myself, so. But talk more about Ryan, I guess. Early on, Ryan, I just remember seeing his videos, and he's always, moving. He's outside. He's different locations. Always really cool about his channel. A lot of editing and production value. Something I wish I could do more on my channel. I just kind of sit here in my basement, look straight at the camera, and just give you my thoughts, I guess, and that's hopefully good enough. Poor Ryan. Oh, there you are.
Sorry, I was going to highlight that my mic has some issues, man. I don't know what it is, but I'm just using the laptop one, so we'll be good to go now. Sorry about that.
Okay. I was just saying, like, when I first saw your channel, it just impressed me that you kept moving. You're outside, you're inside, you're at this location, you're at that location. Feels like you like to move around a little more. Like, I'm just usually sit here and just look straight at the camera.
Yeah, I mean, I just like to. I've got a little bit of, probably not a little bit, quite a lot of ADHD, and I just like to be on the move and doing loads of different stuff, trying different things. So yeah, it's took us to some cool places and trying different things.
Yeah, because you're doing like I remember you doing like, I want to say, I don't know what we call it, street interviews, or you're like on the street, like just asking regular people questions, if I remember right. I think
one of the interesting things I tried to get done as well was I went to some like video game festival and done a little bit of a quiz with the people who went and all that sort of stuff as well. And yeah, just something a little bit different.
Yeah, now I think about it, I think it seemed like you're like at a Comic-Con or something. I don't know. Yeah. Which I was like, gosh, I can never do that. I'm scared to talk to people.
Jason, honestly, I can really relate to that. So that was honestly myself. I was panicking when I was at that Comic-Con going to interview people. I was like, just with my tripod, probably looking like a right creep, just like thinking, oh, who am I going to ask? Who am I going to ask? But I just done it, and yeah, it was a fun experience.
Yeah, it's funny. The only time I kind of do stuff out in public is I do my I call it the Jason the Midwest Traveler. When I ever travel somewhere and do something interesting, I vlog it, whatever. And I'm like, so I think, okay, I'm at the location. I'm gonna video myself, introducing where I'm at and all this like that. And I always look around to see if anybody's around, and I go, all right, around. All right, I'm gonna quickly do that. If anybody walks by, I'm just like, just nothing here, and then
nothing to see here. Just me with me camera, just trying to get you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just so self-conscious of like people like walking by and you're like, what the heck's going on there?
100%.
Like YouTube channel, just
yeah. I tried to do that when I was at MCM Comic-Con at London, and it didn't work because there was just like thousands of people around us. So I was just like, I'm gonna have to just get on here and do it.
Yeah, and of course you do a lot of movie reviews. That's obviously a big part of your channel. Movie guy, right? And you do short films. That's one of the fun things on the channel.
It's just maybe I don't know what it was, like past 5 months or so. I don't know. I just started feeling like getting some of the ideas that are just running in my head constantly, and some of them are pretty crazy. By the believe it or not one, and as I have to specify that as apple juice in that one. I always have to say it, but yeah. I was just sitting one day and that just came in my head, and it's like, yeah, what goes on in my head? I don't know.
I might have been the wildest one I've seen. What's going on here? Like, no, Ryan, no. Yeah, you just put one out, actually, a Halloween one, just recently.
Yeah.
You, well, I don't want to spoil it, but there's some dancing involved, I guess. Yeah, and the thing I love about your channel is your sense of humor. Is your videos are hilarious. Like I laugh so much watching your videos like that. I love even when we're on something. You always have like this TV with like fire in the background. I don't know why it
Oh
always makes me laugh. I'm like, why is he having fire? Or you're wearing like a Santa hat, and it's like
Oh,
something.
it's cold here in the UK, Jason. We need to keep the fires on.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just say like I always love talking to you because you're really funny in my opinion. But
Yeah, I really appreciate that, honestly. If I can bring any enjoyment to someone out of the videos, it's a big highlight. And yeah, I really do appreciate you saying that and watching the videos as
oh
well.
yeah, oh yeah, I watch every video now. I never miss one. Um, yeah. So you're now on the hot seat. You know, ready to learn a little bit about yourself here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know really what it is, but a lot of people tend to think I'm some elusive character and a bit of aloof. Like, even I've been at my current workplace just over a year, and people say, Ryan, we don't even know you. And it's just like, so yeah, I suppose this will be quite interesting for some people to get to know me a little bit more.
Yeah, why not? Uh, it's yeah, I had fun. I just once. This is the second time I've done it. I did it once with Mike, and so this is kind of new series I wanted to do. Hopefully, it's fun.
Yeah, I've literally, Jason, just before I hopped on here, I've just watched the full stream with Mike. It's a really good watch, so I do really recommend, if you haven't seen it, go and give it a watch. It's good fun.
All right. Well, the first question that I asked, I was really interested in is, where did you grow up, and what was it like where you grew up? I guess what was the environment like, and all that.
Well, it's a little bit like what, because me and Mike are relatively close to one another, like in the Newcastle area.
Yeah,
I mean,
Newcastle.
when I was really little, was brought up in somewhere like Baker, it's called. Like a lot of places in Newcastle are well known to be a bit rough. And I grew up in a place where people would steal your shoelaces if you were out and about. So you had to be quite careful. I don't know why they stole shoelaces, but that's interesting. But yeah, thankfully I moved out of there when I was about 4 year old. So I could have ended up incredibly different if I remained there. I could be in prison or something. I don't know. But thankfully, I escaped from Baker.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like to think I'm relatively all right now. And yeah, grew in Greenside. It's a very countryside area. And yeah, I love the quiet, the
Mm.
fields, the birds. That's a bit of me.
That's what I'm like. I grew up small town. Yeah.
Mhm.
Personally, I don't like big cities. I like small towns, and I like, yeah, being more in the country.
Don't get us wrong, there was a little bit of time, maybe when I was like 17 to 21, I wanted to live in Newcastle. Like that was the goal. But now, honestly, I couldn't think of anything worse. Nothing worse. Take me miles away from everybody and chilling in my little cottage, or just chilling about watching movies. That's me.
I agree with that. Sounds like what I like. Hey, Laura, thank you. I'm glad you think it's interesting. I hope so. uh, I find it interesting. Uh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I thought you lived kind of close to Mike, 'cause I think you guys, I don't know if you guys collaborated or if you guys, you met up probably and all
Yeah,
that.
just when you were talking about short films, as well, I'm doing a one with him, starring Mike Zara.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've met up a couple of times, like piecing that together. So yeah, that's good. We live about an hour and a bit away from each other.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because yeah, they're a second, English person. Funny, I've never had English friends, and then I get to YouTube, and then there's a bunch of English people on there. But what the deal is, but it's just uh, as far as movies go, it's like a lot of movie channels that are England people. Like I've met through Mike, and you got Adam, uh,
Yeah,
Elliot from IMO reviews, and
yeah. There's quite a few people from Newcastle as well. Adam from What the Gym, he lives maybe like 40 minutes from me as well. So I've met up a couple of times with Adam as well. Cool guy.
awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm across the sea, so I can't see you guys. The ocean, I should say. uh, yeah, it's funny because I always think like, gosh, because England to me seems, like compared to the United States, not that big of a place,
Mhm.
So I think like, gosh, you guys are like next door to each other, and you guys probably think, no, we're far away, and
Yeah, it's pretty far, but definitely not as far as America.
yeah, because I, I
That's a
tell
little bit.
I tell Mike all the time, like I drive, I could drive hours and hours, to go somewhere, and Mike's like, whoa, that's a long ways. I'm like, it's not that long. Like I'm thinking, like
Yeah,
driving to my parents' house 3 hours away is not that big of a deal, but to Mike, it's like
yeah.
you're driving over the whole country, and
That's pretty far. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm just driving across the state.
But yeah, America is definitely somewhere I would like to pay more of a visit to. I've been to a couple of places in America, but I would definitely like
Okay.
to venture back.
Yeah, I've been to England once. I like to go back at some point, get to meet everybody.
Mhm.
Anyways, and it's nice. I can meet you and Mike and Adam probably pretty easily.
I think London's like probably a good central point for like everybody to kind of get to. It's like it's a good easy spot, I would say.
Yeah. All right. Second question: do you have a favorite school memory or achievement?
I I wasn't a fan of school growing up, to be honest. In terms of a memory, this is I don't know. It's a good question. That's a really good question, actually. This is really weird, I suppose, but we had like I don't know if you have this in America, but we had like a mentoring room where like everybody could kind of go and just meet up and play games and stuff like that.
Oh,
If you needed help with things, you could go there and see somebody.
yeah. We kind of had something like that.
And I hated PE, physical education, with a passion.
Really?
Ugh, I hated it, and I think I made up an excuse. I don't think the teacher's there any longer, so you'll not hear it. But I made an excuse. Oh, me, I've got a bit of a back problem. I can't do basketball today. So I went to the mentoring room and I played chess, and I just really enjoyed going there playing chess with some of the mentors. So that was probably one of the biggest highlights of school, to be honest. And got us into chess, which I do love to this day. So
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know if that's an American question. That's just a question I think of. Uh, I don't know. England's similar to America. I don't know school wise. Like we were big on school activities. Like
mhm,
uh, all kinds of sports and different leagues and activities that we do outside of school. I don't
mhm.
know if that's an England thing too. Um,
I did school. I think I just didn't get on with a lot of the teachers, to be honest, which is why I'm not proud to say I spent quite a bit of time in detention and all that sort of stuff. So my happy place at school was beating someone at chess or getting beaten even. But yeah,
okay.
I did actually enjoy drama school. That's just popped in my head.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't very good, which you can probably tell in some of the short films. But yeah, I I did really enjoy it. It just allowed us to kind of imaginate some things.
I can see it just because you do a lot more in your as far as production value. So you
Mhm,
seem like you're really into shooting things differently.
mhm.
Editing. I mean, you must be. I mean, like I said, you must do a lot more editing than what I do, and enjoy
Yeah, I
that.
mean that's one thing again. Just I would say the drama is one thing I really enjoyed at school because one of my big goals is kind of I don't know if it's a question. I don't want to get too much into it, but like being in a film, like some part in a film, just I would love to do that.
Yeah, I get the feeling. Yeah, that'd be something you'd be good at. Uh, Third question: what are your favorite things to do in your free time? Obviously, you do YouTube, but I don't know what
Mhm.
else. Is there anything else that you?
Going to the cinema, to be honest, I love it. It's my happy place when
Yeah.
it's quiet, when there's no kids in there, and there's nobody kicking me chair and all that sort of stuff. So I try to go either early or late. But yeah, when I sit in that chair at the cinema, I'm just everything just washes over us, and I'm in the movie. It's my happy spot. That's
Yeah.
pretty much most of what I do, to be honest. Either that,
You
shooting
do
videos, or
video
editing. Yeah.
editing and go to the movies. Okay.
But definitely as well, traveling. I do love traveling. I live quite close to the beach, so I try to get myself there as much as I can because that's my favorite place, the beach. It's so relaxing.
Yeah, I think I was asking Mike about that because I always think like, is England a beach place? Because I don't think of it as like this really warm place. I think it's this cold, dreary place. And then,
It can get pretty cold at the beaches, yeah. There's a couple of famous beaches in the UK, but yeah, we don't get to go that much. Maybe that's why we like it so much because we can never get to there. Only when the sun's out,
yeah,
which is really never.
yeah. That's what I'm. That's my feeling on England. So I always feel like when people come over, usually everybody comes over to Florida is usually like the
Mhm.
big, and their eyes are widened up because the beaches are like really great in Florida. They're like, we've never seen anything like this before in England. And I'm from Kansas. We don't have beaches either, so I'm not used to beaches. And I've never been to Florida or California, and I always think if I went there, I'm sure I'd be like, wow, look at this beach. We don't have this in Kansas.
Florida's, as I just say, with the traveling, Florida is on that list that I need to travel to, mainly for Disney World. That's on the list of go
Yeah.
tos.
Oh yeah, definitely. That'd be a cool place, except for the hurricanes. That's the only thing that
Oh yeah.
way. But
That's actually what's put me off going to America so much because I did end up going to New Orleans, and obviously I think it was maybe a year or so after Hurricane Katrina,
oh, okay, yeah.
and the wreckages and stuff was
Oh,
still there, and it was crazy to see.
yeah, that lasted a while too. I think
Yeah,
the damage on that. Um, all right. Do you remember a movie? Like, is there a specific movie that you remember seeing that just really got you into being a movie guy?
probably. I don't know if it's kind of an obvious answer, but Toy Story is just like I, I haven't watched Toy Story in God the first one maybe about 10, 12 years. I need to revisit it. But Toy Story is just really what made us go like, wow. It would finish on the VHS and I would just repeat it
Yeah,
multiple times, and I was just in awe with it all. I loved it. And then as we get on a little bit,
yeah,
Last Action Hero, because that literally the kid gets into the movie cinema,
yeah,
and I was just imagining myself as the kid in that film, and I was just
yeah,
so good.
yeah. So, were these movie theater experiences, or you're saying these were just seen at home?
Yeah, just seeing it at home, and as well, I was always in awe with the. My dad loved Batman, and there was like the original Michael Keaton Batman on VHS, and I just seen the symbol, and I was like, "What is that?" And I popped it in, and loved it. Loved the darkness of it all, and yeah, that made us come to the love of Batman.
Yeah, uh, yeah. So it's just like, yeah, just some clicked. Like I always think like, I mean, it's hard to name, but I can name
Yeah,
my, like I saw a movie and I'm just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna be doing for. I'm gonna be watching movies
yeah.
my whole life because I love it. Yeah, I just kind of waking something up in the air, like
I
just
I, I cannot pinpoint to one specific movie, but
yeah.
I would say like Batman 1989, Toy Story. Them are kind of the ones that really made us realize, oh, I love this.
Oh, I love watching movies. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That was kind of fun to have that moment, that epiphany, of like,
Mm.
all right, be watching movies. That's what I love doing.
And I think Roadhouse, the one with Patrick Swayze,
Yeah,
not the
you
new,
talked about that. Yeah,
not the new one, but Roadhouse. Oh, I love that. Just Patrick Swayze kicking ass. Oh, that was so good. I went through a bit of a dodgy phase. I had it on DVD, and honestly, I watched it 13 times in a row, 2 times per day. I watched it in the morning, I watched it in the night for 13 days, like just in a row, 13 days. And I was like, I might need to turn this off for a little bit now.
and that's how you got into being a bouncer. No, I'm just kidding. You're like, I want to be a bouncer now, and then you're like, oh, maybe I don't. After you see the first tough guy.
I would not have been as good as Patrick Swayze, I can tell you that.
I would fold so easily. I'd be like, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Hey man,
Don't
just get in. Hey, whatever.
don't hurt me. Do whatever. I'd be the worst bouncer ever. Um, that's cool. So you're big into animation? Is that big? Uh,
Yeah,
um,
Toy Story, Disney today, not so much.
yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the previous stuff, Lion King, Aladdin,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
love it all. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Not so much of the sequels, like the ones that kind of went straight to DVD and all that.
No.
But the big ones. I will say though, I haven't actually seen Snow White, the animation. I've just never seen it.
Yeah. Yeah.
One day,
That's original. I mean, it's if you want to call yourself a cinephile. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll get to it one day. One day,
Yeah.
maybe on my deathbed or something. I might just be watching Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, you're kind of like Mike. I'm always like, Mike, you gotta watch this. You do a movie channel, you gotta watch the movie. But yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, Toy Story. Oh my gosh, that was a huge moment in my life too. Yeah,
Coming up to 5 now.
yeah, we're gonna have a fifth one. I have all four on Blu-ray. I love all four. I think it's probably one of the best series ever made, uh, in my opinion. And yeah, and I watched all those movies in theater, like you're talking about the Disney movies. I was obsessed with. So those are really fun. Um, do you have a favorite vacation that you've been on?
I'm gonna have to say either. I'm gonna have to say this one because my girlfriend probably watched it at some point, so I'm gonna have to say the one I went on her with. But Italy, beautiful, beautiful place. We went to Pisa, Florence, in Rome.
Uh,
Highly recommend. Really, really beautiful places sightseeing. But I would say either New Orleans in America. I went to see WrestleMania 30 there, so that's
oh
a
my God.
fantastic, fantastic memory that I've got. Yeah,
Uh,
I'll quickly show you. Just like I had a little, them things that you put on the title belts, the championship belts. I don't know where the other one is actually, but there's like the title rim plates that you
yeah.
could get. There was a special WrestleMania 31, so I
Okay.
picked that up. But yeah, that was really cool.
One missing there. Yeah.
Maybe I don't love it that much then, I guess, but it's somewhere.
They show it, and it's like, where is it?
It's on the frame and on the wall.
Okay.
But yeah, either that or Sweden. Sweden is a beautiful, beautiful place.
Yeah.
Incredibly cold,
Yeah.
complete opposite to Italy. But that's one reason why I loved it. It was like minus 40 degrees at one point, and I was in heaven. So
Wow. That'd be cool. Yeah, I've never been to Sweden. I've seen videos of. Yeah, it looks beautiful.
if you, I went like up north, so it wasn't like Stockholm. It was like really where Santa lives, kind of like whoa up there. And yeah, if you love the snow, highly recommend there. Beautiful.
Yeah. Man, you went all the way to New Orleans for WrestleMania? Was that the?
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Wow, that's quite a.
Yeah,
I,
it was amazing.
I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to go to WrestleMania. I always thought it was too expensive. So I know, and you have to travel. So I was like, I don't even think about it. But
Yeah, to be honest, it wasn't. I mean, don't get us wrong. It was, it was a little bit of money, but it wasn't as expensive as you'd probably think with the hotel and all that sort of stuff and the tickets. I was by no means close to the ring, but yeah, when Stone Cold Steve Austin came out, Hulk Hogan, The Rock, oh man, my head was just blown. Like it was
oh,
so
did it
good.
beginning?
Yeah, yeah,
That was the one where they all came out,
yeah.
and Hulk Hogan mispronounced the name of the bill.
Yeah, yeah. The Silver Dome or something. You said, in The Rock didn't let him get away with it.
I remember that. That was pretty funny.
And obviously, where the Undertaker got beat as well, it was just
That's
the atmosphere in the arena was crazy at that point.
that's the big story of that WrestleMania, right? That's the
Yeah.
moment everybody thinks about. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, because we talked recently on Mike's channel. We did the whole McMahon documentary kind of review.
Yeah,
um,
I would love to go back and do another WrestleMania.
yeah,
It's totally worth it. Totally worth it. Hey, maybe Jason, I'll see you at one of the WrestleManias. There we go.
that'd be awesome. Me, you, Mike, Rashad, Norn, we together.
That'd be cool. I was watching the stream with Mike, and he mentioned one point like going around America and meeting everybody that he's met on YouTube. I think that would be a cool little meetup thing, like a point to do like a WrestleMania. Everybody kind of meet up at a location.
That'd be something. Yeah, I've never been to WrestleMania. Again, never really thought about doing it.
If you can, Jason, I really recommend it. It's totally worth
it. City, I'll go.
Hey, they might do a WrestleMania Kansas. You never know.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm trying to think where they. I mean, of course, they go to New York, they go to Florida, they go to, I guess, New Orleans, Louisiana, some of the places.
They've been to New Orleans twice. They went again quite recently, I think.
Okay, yeah, I forget where they go with each one. Yeah, gosh, that's awesome. Was that the only thing you did in New Orleans, or did you?
Yeah, that's all. It was like the holiday was just based around that. 7 days. And obviously there was like conventions, like you could meet loads of different wrestlers and stuff like that as well. That was the main thing, but I got to wander around a little bit, New Orleans.
Okay. I've never been there. I've always wanted to go just to there's this famous street that you walk along, and there's
Bourbon Street.
Yeah. Bourbon Street, yeah.
It's quite scary.
I don't drink, and I don't, yeah, I don't. So I'm like, I don't really want to be around drunk people. So I'm always like, is there anything I can do without being around drunk people?
Stay away from Bourbon Street, Jason. Honestly, it's scary. Honestly,
scary.
It was a little bit because I went on my own, and I was 20, so I couldn't get in anywhere because they're really strict on like alcohol rules and stuff. So I couldn't go in anywhere. But I went down Bourbon Street just so I can say I went. And man, it was a scary experience.
Okay.
The people, I did not feel safe at all. I lasted 20 minutes and I was away.
That makes sense. It's not a safe city.
I felt a little bit like, do you know, Kevin from Home Alone when he's in like New York City? I felt a lot like that.
I'm just trying to picture, this English guy.
It's just like,
I can't do it in English maybe, but howdy, governor. I don't know. And they're like,
wait, that's as well. The taxi driver, I will never let this down. The taxi driver took me around a massive long route, and I ended up paying like £100 or something that should have ended up costing 20. Because my accent and everything kind of gave it away. I was clearly a tourist.
Clearly, this white English guy.
He was like, "Oh, I've lost. I don't know where I'm going." I was like, you know where you're going. He's just taking it down some extensive route.
I see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those famous cities. It'd be kind of, I guess, fun to check out again.
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker, Jason, but again, if you like the music and everything, it's a really great atmosphere. All that,
right.
That's kind of what I got out of it as well.
Yeah, the atmosphere, the jazz music is big.
Yeah. When you're walking down the streets, you can just hear the jazz music, and there's a famous graveyard as well there. There's a lot of cool stuff to see.
Yeah, there's a World War II museum down there. I want to see the National World War II Museum. I love museums, so I go places to see museums and stuff. But Mike says, as of this comment, I'm 25 minutes behind on the stream. So he's just now getting to a couple questions. But more watch-alongs coming. Jingle All the Way 2. Not 1, but 2. So not Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'm guessing, but
Larry the Cable Guy, I think, isn't it?
Larry the Cable Guy. Like almost every sequel has Larry the Cable Guy. It's like first one's this big star, and the second one's like, we couldn't get him. Here's Larry the Cable Guy. It's the best we could do.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way 2. One of the videos recently put out was like me top 5 scary movies to sit through.
That's right.
and just, oh,
You had that,
I-
you know about it.
yeah. I've seen the trailer, and by God, it's just. I feel like if I watch that, I'm just going to be like Jim Ross on the commentary of that film. Like, by God, what am I watching?
Jim Ross. For the love of God, yeah. Stop the match.
I'm intrigued to see it. I can't lie, but from the sounds of it, I'll be checking it out.
Do you like watching bad movies? Is that?
It depends how bad they are.
You
Jingle All the Way 2 would probably be at me limits. Like, I don't know if I could go past that, but there's a movie, do you know, where Mike does like the videos, like a collaboration of the reviews of the bad films?
Yeah.
I think you've done The Room, didn't you?
Yeah, I did The Room.
I did quite enjoy that because of the so bad it's good.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
he got me to watch The Greasy Strangler. That was cringe-inducing. That was disgusting. Some guy just covering himself in grease and eating eyes, and it was weird.
Oh, so when he said greasy, he was being
Oh yeah,
serious
it was
in the title.
literally Greasy Strangler. Yeah,
Metaphors.
it was an interesting watch. I can't say I would recommend it, but
Mike loves making people watch bad movies. That's like his thing. I'm gonna get everybody to watch a bad movie and talk about it.
it's like, have you seen any Sharknadoes, Jason?
Yeah, yeah,
Are they worth a watch? Are they so bad it's good, or is it just
yeah.
bad?
Oh, they're terrible and they're fun.
Yeah.
Especially the first one is like not so much because they're just like kind of getting the. It's like I don't know if they knew exactly what they had. Maybe they did, but they really go into it. Like on the second or third one, they kind of realize, oh, this is just really fun, campy, you know. So we're gonna throw as many celebrities as we can and have them get eaten by sharks. And that's kind of like the fun of the watching the movie and go, oh, there's I mean, because they get so many famous cameos of people just to get eaten by a shark. You know, that's the whole purpose. Is like, and somehow it's kind of fun. Like Chris Jericho's in one of them.
All right. Okay.
He's like running like a roller coaster. They're like at an amusement park, and he's running like a roller coaster. I think a shark comes up the thing and eats him. You know, the roller coaster. It's so ridiculous.
Well, Jason, I'm gonna have to watch that Sharknado now. But
Yeah.
yeah, when I'm scrolling through Amazon Prime, it came up. I think it was the fourth one,
Yeah.
and I was really quite in awe with it. I will have to probably check one out just to see.
Yeah, I've seen. I want to say I've seen maybe 4 of them, and each one gets more ridiculous because I think they just know that's what people want. They want the most ridiculous idea ever thought of, and you just go, what are they going to think of next? Like, how's this going to? It's like they don't take themselves seriously at all. They know this. It's like they know people know this is stupid.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, I suppose is probably the best way to go about it.
Oh yeah,
if they try to do it serious, it's just not going to work.
Yes, yeah. So the movies get better with each one because you just go, okay, they know what we want. We want to see
proper popcorn flick.
Yeah, stupid things. Funniest thing is one of them. What's his name? Oh, the subway guy shows up in one of them, and I'm forgetting his name. But he's of course infamously, canceled or
Oh right, yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah, the guy who actually like owned the Subway restaurant chain thing.
Oh, he did the commercials, the Subway about losing weight,
and
it's like, oh, what a feel good story, and then he's a pedophile, and they're like, oh crap, we just put this pedophile on as our face of our company.
Oh wait, I mean, at least I suppose you get to see him die in a pretty crazy way. So if
he shows up, and I'm like, oh god, they wish they didn't put him in the movie now. Like at the time, it seemed like, oh wow, it's the Subway guy, whatever his name is, and now you're like, oh no. Like,
but yeah, I know Mike's watched. I don't know if I got him to watch it, but The Incredible Bulk.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I couldn't watch it. I don't think I could watch it. You would have to pay us a considerable amount of money to sit and watch that. Like, so respect to watching it.
It's so bad. It's not even fun to watch. It's just bad. Incredible book. Yeah. Uh, anyways, but yeah. Ryan, Mike says, I have to say that Ryan's channel I personally feel is criminally underrated. I agree. One of the people who really pushed the envelope and do different things with the channel. Yeah. Push the envelope in good ways, not like risque ways. He's a family friendly channel. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, Mike. Honestly, I really do. I say, in some videos, editing it does take some time. So I do really appreciate anybody who watches. And if someone gets enjoyment out of it, that's big thumbs up. And I'm glad it does for whoever watches.
Your subscribers have, really gone up lately. I feel like, am I right? Like you've grown the last year or so quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, like one video that kind of got us most of the subscribers was a video I'd done on homelessness in like where I live, Newcastle.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that done like 50,000 plus views, I think.
Nice.
So that's kind of where a lot of them came from. But yeah, they've grown a little bit more now since.
Yeah. How
Since
many
then.
are you at?
1,332, I think.
Okay, awesome. That's great. I feel like when I first started watching your channel, you didn't have that many, and then next thing I knew, you blew up. Like, oh wow, so people finally discovered your channel. That's great. Like, it's always nice to see.
Yeah, it's crazy with YouTube, Jason. Honestly, you don't know. Just sometimes some videos can blow, some don't. It's just but it's always fun just chatting to people like yourselves. So
yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen to me one day, but that's fine. I enjoy doing the channel. So, all right, back to the questions. Number 6, what do you feel is your greatest talent?
Talent. I don't know if it's a talent, but I just I suppose creativity. Like a lot of things go on in my head, honestly. Like if I'm traveling to work or something, it's just like constant ideas.
Yeah.
And it's just, what can I do with them ideas? But I don't know if that's necessarily a talent, but I would probably say that, and trying to again put them all together into something interesting.
Like I said, I think your channel is very different. I don't see too many channels that do all the different locations and movement, editing. I think you're really good at, but that's what I
Yeah, but honestly, I like with you saying with your videos, what I like about your channel and videos, like everything's so like quick now, like the Mr. Beast videos and that, it's just quick. Yours is just, it's a conversation. Like I get to know you and sit with you and share your thoughts on the movie. So again, I like what you do with your channel because again, that's different.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I just do what I know and hope someone watches, and that's nice.
Oh yeah.
What would your dream job be?
I would probably say an actor. An actor. I would like to be an actor.
Okay.
Again, probably not a very good one. I'd probably be in them really bad movies. Like I'd be like the Tommy Wiseau, making the things like The Room and stuff. But yeah, I would probably like to do that. But realistic, I would quite like to do video editing, something like that.
Okay.
I do really, because of like the ADHD and OCD. Once I'm at the computer, it's like I can't leave until it's done. So I would quite enjoy something like that as well.
Yeah, I wonder what you can do with that. I'm sure there's something there.
Yeah, I'll have a look. I'm not like, I would definitely like to get better. I'm not crazy good at video editing, but I'm proud of what I've managed to do on my own self-learning and stuff. So maybe in the future, that's something I could possibly look into.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I think that'd be fun. I don't know much about editing, but I always thought that, I don't know. It seems like something, it might seem something tedious to some people. To me,
wait, that's it. Yeah. Like I could totally respect the fact that it would be tedious, and to some people, like you've got to have, like, again with me, OCD would help with that because I'm there and I'm just so focused on this one thing, trying to chip away at stuff. But yeah, I can imagine it's not for everybody.
probably not. Yeah, I wish I knew more about editing. 'Cause I don't know if I'd ever be good at it, but I feel like that's something I might be able to do. Like if I learned, if
Hey,
I knew,
give it a go, Jason. You might love it.
I'm like you. I love movies. I love the whole process of making movies. It's very interesting. I like acting too. I used to act in high school and stuff like that. So like acting is something I've always enjoyed as well. So movie making, I love movie making. That's why
Yeah.
it's fun. When I get a movie, I watch all the special features. I watch all the audio commentaries. I learn everything. I go on IMDb, look up all the trivia facts. I look up all the people that are in the movie and look up and like what did they do before, like what's their story, and look up their biographies. Like I don't know. I'm just like I get obsessed with something. I was like, oh, I just want to learn as much as I can. And
Yeah, I remember you saying that, Jason, on one of the did you see that or something? Like you watch the special features. I'm the exact same. I love watching like the extras behind the scenes of it all. I love seeing it. One
yeah,
of my favorite ones is actually Batman versus Superman. Just seeing the creation of the suit and all that sort of I love that stuff.
yeah, me too. I eat it up. It's like that's more important to me than the actual movie. Like
Yeah.
I'll like when I go buy something, I'll look at it, and the first thing I do is like, what special features on here? And if it's like there's no special features on there, I'm like, I'll just and then I'll pick a movie and go, oh,
I
there
can
should be.
understand. I can understand why people would say it like maybe ruins it for them sometimes because you get to see that it's not real and that. But I just like seeing the process of how it's all
Oh,
come together to this
yeah,
big
it's
thing.
so because there's so many things you don't think about,
Yeah.
and you see someone say something, you go, I never thought that was something you had to do in a movie, but I guess you would. uh,
And
I,
again, like Tom Cruise doing his own stunts, just so you can see it. So it's like just giving you that much more respect for what he does, actually doing the stunts.
His Mission Impossible movies are great with the special features and show his
Have you
stunts.
seen the one when he's in Dubai and he's actually running down the building on the like? That's just mind blowing
Yeah.
stuff. It's like you madman. Like
I was watching not the last movie, I think, but the movie before, Fallout, I think it is.
Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole thing on how he did the Halo jump. I mean, very like he did it like 3 times, and he shows like how he did it and how they shot it. And I was like, holy cow! I was like,
I think I think you see it. He done like 3-4 times, and they ended up actually doing the first one that he done anyway. So he, but
it was so time consuming because you have to, I don't know, so many elements that go into just doing one, and he did like, yeah, he said 3-4 times to get the shots. It's like, holy
it,
cow!
and again, like with the John Wick movies, seeing the choreography and that, it's just I love it. Really enjoy that. And again, as a dream job, something like that as well, behind the scenes of the movies, putting it all together, lighting maybe something like that.
Me too. I always think like I would have loved to been there. Like to me, the movie I would love to been on set was Lord of the Rings,
Mhm.
because all the stuff that went into making that movie is to me such amazing, fascinating.
Mhm.
All the different stuff they had to do. So I was like, man, I wish I was just there on set, just watching it and going, wow, this is how they. This is how they.
That's my Mike. Did you see that? No, I haven't seen it. Lord of the Rings moment. I've never seen that for them films. Never.
Are you
I
sci-fi
know. I
guy at all?
know. What? Sorry.
Are you a sci-fi fantasy guy at all?
Oh
Or
yeah. More sci-fi like Blade Runner 2049. Love, love that film.
okay,
Fantasy. I can appreciate it. I would definitely watch one.
okay.
But yeah, I just haven't seen them. But again, one day I'll get there.
You and Mike, you guys, this is funny. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, where are we at? Number 8. What's something about you that may surprise people?
To be honest, probably the fact that I've got a YouTube channel would probably surprise a lot of people.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you tell people that you?
no,
Yeah. Okay.
it was
Family.
no, because I hate watching myself. Like, but it's really weird when you're trying to grow your YouTube channel, but you don't tell anybody about it. But it's like at work, I don't tell anybody about it, but it's just I'm trying to grow it at the same time. But yeah, there was a point I was like I would watch me like go on the channel and stuff. I would watch it on my ma's phone, but I wouldn't tell my ma I've got a YouTube channel. But she's only just found out quite recently, and she's really surprised at some of the videos I've done. I haven't showed her some of them, like the Believe It or Not short. She'd probably be quite baffled at that one. But, but yeah, I pick and choose the videos I show certain people.
I mean, you mentioned a girlfriend. Is she? She have?
Oh yeah, she knows about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did she ever watch?
Again, like some of the stuff that I do as well, like just the videos themselves surprise certain people to think, oh, I wouldn't have known you would do that. Because as I say, I do find it really difficult, like connecting with people. I don't like just chatting to people. So, like for instance, when I go to MCM Comic Con, I'm really nervous. Like in a lot of situations like that, I just don't approach people to talk because I'm just so nervous. So.
Oh, wow.
I'm really proud and again surprising people that I would do that. So.
Okay. So would you say you're outgoing person or more introspective or?
Yeah, I'm like an introvert or something. I'm very much like I like my own company quite a bit. Yeah,
Like
quite a bit. But again, it's nothing really against it. It's just
because
I find it hard to like connect like with people. It's like hard to talk to people about certain things, which again is why I love YouTube and talking about movies. Because if I'm ever stuck on a subject to speak to someone on, if a movie comes up, a movie topic, I can go for days on it. So that's why again I love speaking to people like yourself, your Mike, and all that on YouTube because we've all got that one thing in common there.
That's interesting because you seem like an outgoing person, of course, when you watch your videos. But I suppose we don't know the real you, and so.
I'm very, I like my own company, but again, I like people, but and it is fun going to them experience because it's something that's out of my comfort zone entirely. So I do really enjoy it when I'm in that moment, chatting to all these interesting cosplayers and stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, I try to tell everybody that I have a YouTube channel because I'm trying to be as sharp as possible. So I'm like, everybody.
That's the logical thing to do, Jason. But I'm just so not logical on that for some reason.
And so I'm like,
I'm getting better. I'm getting better at telling people about it.
It's like I don't want to bug people, but I like every once in a while I try to plug my channel. Like, oh, I have this channel. You should check it out. And you go, oh, channel. It's funny. They're always like surprised and like, wow, you have a channel. Like, I'm like, yeah. It's like, it's just
actually, I remember when I went for my interview at my current job. That's one thing that I did actually mention. I said,
oh, really?
It's probably a weird thing to say out of nowhere, but I says, oh, I've got a YouTube channel, and actually, they found it quite interesting. So I suppose it helped there.
Well, I think it's anybody asked me like, "What's your hobby?" and I was like, "Well, YouTube channel is kind of hobby, I guess. That's my
definitely.
I guess that'd be my major hobby." Like,
I mean, you're creating, so yeah,
great.
definitely.
It's very creative, like you said. Yeah, so I can see why you do YouTube because it's a very good place to use. That's why I do it because I have all these ideas and nowhere to go. And then when I start YouTube, it allows me to use my creativity.
It's like me job. It's it's a bit mundane. It's just like it's a office kind of based job. So this is like me creative outlet.
Yeah,
YouTube.
outlet. So. Yeah, exactly. All right. So now I'm trying to think. What was the question? Something that surprises people. Oh, that that's your answer. It doesn't surprise me because I knew it, but other people outside of our YouTube.
There's probably a good few people still that don't even know I've got one, so that would probably really surprise them.
Well,
I'll try and make it a thing, Jason, just because of you to tell more people.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a big channel, or I would hope to tell more people about you. I try to as much as I can, but
hey, you're doing good, Jason. You get your numbers are coming up. You'll be at 1,000 in no time.
Oh man, I was so happy when I got 100. I was like crying. I was like, oh my god, I got 100. Like I never thought now I got over 300. So now I'm like, oh man, 100 wasn't that big a deal, but
honestly, it's all perspective. If you think about it, I mean, in like, so just for an example, 1,300, it's a drop in the ocean of YouTube. It's minuscule, really.
Right.
But if you think with your amount of subscribers, I think you're on like 300-400 now, about that. If you put all them people in one room, that's a lot. That's a lot of people that want to watch your videos. So.
Yeah. Yeah, like Laura, she just said something. I don't know who Laura is, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Like, I mean, I don't know. Commented on my channel, like that's great. Like, because I have friends that comment because they're my friends, but always nice if someone else is watching. But
Yeah.
right, question 9: do you have any major pet peeves? I'm guessing some movie. You talked a little bit, I think, but
oh yeah. I'll try not go too much of in a rant, but when you go to the cinema, I say that's my escape from my job. That's where I want to go just to relax.
Yeah.
And when people just have no care for anyone else, they think they're basically in the house on the city chilling out, kicking the chairs on the phones. I think I've had people playing music and that on the cinema, and it's just like my head just wants to like blow up and just that's my big one. It's like I think I went to see Elf last Christmas in the cinema.
Oh, okay.
With my girlfriend and her family, and there was 3 people behind her just kicking my chair, and honestly, I nearly just blew up on them. Like I cannot stand it.
Oh, man.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
You just like you give them like the death stare, like come on, stop. And then, but yeah, thankfully they did. I just find it really disrespectful. I've paid money to come here. You know what I mean?
Oh, so, yeah. That's the worst part of it. It's like, I spent traveling here, the money to get in, which
like it's cool. You don't care about it, but don't ruin it for other people who want to sit down and enjoy the film.
Yeah, tickets are expensive to me, anyways. Nowadays, I don't go very often now because it's just so expensive to go to the movie theater. Unfortunately, to travel time and all that. Yeah, it's like if someone's ruining it, you're like, you're ruining.
It's like honestly, when Mike was on your stream doing this questions, and he mentioned about the girl running up and down the aisle, I don't know what I would have done. That would have God, that's so frustrating. And then it's like before the end of the movie, they left. So they've ruined the movie for him, and they've just left at the end of it. Like, well done, guys.
So the introvert Ryan would have came out at that moment, the non-introvert at the movie theater.
But at the same time, like when you're going to see, for example, Deadpool and Wolverine, everyone's there for the same thing. Everyone's chattering at certain parts, and it's a really fun time. But yeah, that's definitely my biggest thing, I think.
I don't know if this is just me or if you have this. The thing I hate is when I go see a rated R movie and someone brings kids in, and I'm like I get it. If I go see a kids movie, I know there's gonna be kids. Yeah, kids are the worst. That's my least favorite thing is kids making noises and running around and it's like dude, like that's why like I always said Frozen 2 was like probably my worst experience. It was just like, oh my god, it's just too many kids making noises and I'm thinking maybe I'm too old to watch Frozen 2, but I mean, come on, I enjoy it too. I know I'm by myself. I look like a creep because I'm like this adult male like watching Frozen 2 and there's all these little girls running around but it's like
come Toy Story 5, Jason. I'll be going. I'll be going on my own and I'll be like, hey, loving it.
Yeah. But it's like when I go see, like Deadpool or something like that, I don't know. I don't want any kids in there. That's my thing. It's like, first off, it's like you shouldn't be here. This isn't for you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're ruining this experience for us adults that want to see.
I think to be honest though, a lot of it can land on the cinema as well because I think there should be maybe a little more strict because I went to a 15 rated film and there was some woman with a baby and it was just crying throughout the movie and like no one in the cinema thought it's probably not really a good idea. And she just ended up sitting there not leaving and nobody came in and says you're ruining the movie.
Exactly. it should be rule or something logins. um, I think I swear I heard somebody say somebody brought their kid to Terrifier 3 or something like that,
Oh God.
and I was like, that's like child abuse. Like, I mean, that
Yeah. I mean
that
that's
kid.
messed up.
Oh yeah, it's like that's yeah, criminal. I don't know what to say.
I
Like,
mean, hey, I love crazy killer films like American Psycho and I probably watched them a little bit too young, but I mean, a baby like maybe 6 or something, like no way, that's not a good idea.
no, and I think they left because the kid was upset. I'm like, yeah, of course the kid's upset.
I'd be more concerned if he wasn't upset. If he was sitting there loving it, I'd be. I still think he needs to go anyway. Still
He just straight face, like, doesn't bother him at all. Like,
doesn't bother me, Dad.
this kid's a psycho. Like, this kid's gonna be a serial killer. That's I can just imagine going to school and like, what was what was your favorite movie to go see this week? And kids
Fire 3.
walk talking about these kid movies, and then one kid, Terrifier was great, man. I love the scene where this happened. It'd be like, I'm calling.
To be fair, that honestly though, that maybe not too young, but that would probably be me growing up. Like all these people. Oh, I watched Toy Story this week. I watched the new Aladdin. Oh, hey, I watched American Psycho, and I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it. I love this.
I like 10 or something, just like, yeah.
A scene where he kills that guy, stabs him mercilessly, whatever.
Oh, Jason, I love that film, honestly.
That happens, so that I'm guessing he kills people. That's
Yeah, that's one of my. It's in the top 5 of all time for me. American Psycho, yeah, love it.
All right, question 10. What was your first job?
Ooh, I can't. I'm gonna have to say it because it's just the earliest I can kind of go back. It's just a cleaner, really, in a factory. That's quite like 12 or something, maybe. I don't know. But the first thing I can remember is just being a cleaner in a factory. Nothing too exciting.
What does that
But it
mean?
was my first job.
What does that mean, cleaner?
So just like in offices, like hoovering the carpets and all that stuff, emptying the bins and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, kind of like a housekeeper. I don't know if
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
I suppose that would be in America, like a housekeeper kind of thing.
Yeah. Our language. There might be a language barrier. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think as well. Maybe like a typical thing, at least here in the UK. It's maybe the same in America. Like a paper boy, paper girl, just on your bike riding, dropping the papers off. I would probably that as well.
Yeah, kind of janitor. Yeah, kind of stuff. Yeah. Some kids mature faster. I agree. Yeah, you grew up too fast. In fact, I don't think you should grow up too fast. You need some innocence.
Yeah.
Before you realize.
My dream job when I was maybe about 8 was a bin man. That was my dream job. If I could do anything in the world, I would be a bin man. I don't know why. I don't know why, but that was the first thing. I remember my grandma was being like, "Is he okay? A bin man?" But,
you're like,
I was just like, yeah, I was fascinated by it.
Like, believe me, you don't. It's probably what you think. You think that, but yeah, it's funny. Cleaner. I don't know if that's a word we use in America. That's always kind of makes.
And to be honest, hey, that's the job that got us to WrestleMania, so it's something, I guess.
Wow, and you're really young.
Yeah, I was a cleaner for quite some time before I left there and obviously done other things. But I went after a cleaner. I went to Sweden to work over there as well for like a year and a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just helping with the like friends, family business and stuff. And then I ended up coming back, and yeah, I've done quite a lot of different weird jobs, I guess.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. See, that's why we do this. We want to see interesting things about you, Ryan. That's
yeah.
Wow, traveling to Sweden. That's cool.
Yeah, I would love to go back. That was an incredible experience. I got on this because it's like very snowy, so I was like on the snowmobiles and stuff like that. Oh, it was so good, so good.
He says, "Big ambition." I think talking about the band.
Hey, the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit.
It's like I almost had this feeling like I'm like talking to you, and you're like, like I did nothing big, and then by the end of the interview, you're gonna reveal something like huge, like
Hey, kids
oh
wanted to be like an astronaut, and there's me, Ryan. Oh, I want to be a bin man. I want to be a bin man.
yeah. I just had this feeling at the end of the interview, you're gonna tell me like, oh, I was a secret spy or something like that. I'm like, why'd you not tell me at the beginning? Like this, you buried the lead. You know, I'm learning all this information. Yeah, it was always funny. I thought like Mike the other day. He was that's the other day. This last week he was watching Psycho for the first time, and he said something about he put it in. He talking about a car, anyways, and he says and he put whatever in the boot, and I go, boot? What the heck are you talking about, Mike? Well, he's talking about. I don't. But it's
like
the
back of the car, yeah, trunk of
the car. And he said boot. And I'm like, boot? What the heck? I was so confused. I was like, he's like, oh, the trunk. I'm like, the trunk is the boot? What?
Jason, honestly, walking because Newcastle as well. It's there's a lot of slang up here that even I don't even understand sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's loads of stuff up here.
Yeah. So I'm always learning things about English slang. I'm like, people say something like, "What's your favorite takeaway?" And I'm like, "What are they? Well, they're talking about takeout. We call it takeout."
Yeah.
But it took me a while to go. My favorite takeaway? Like that's a weird question. Like,
honestly, if you have a look at Google and put in like Newcastle slang words, and you'll just be like, "What on earth? How did they even come up with this stuff?"
Yeah. All right. This next question. It's my question is, what's your biggest fear? And I know you talked about like tigers before or something. I don't know, but yeah. So I mean, when I say biggest fear, I mean like, is there like a phobia that you have? I guess I don't mean like fear of commitment. I don't mean that. I mean like fear of like a real fear, like fear of clowns or something. Do you have any fears like that?
Yeah, one that just comes straight in my head is snakes. I hate them. Honestly, I would definitely a phobia. I can't even look at them. There's a pet shop nearby that have snakes in the cages and stuff. And my girlfriend's just looking at them like, oh, look at them, cute. And I can't even look at them. It terrifies us. It's like, I don't know if you've seen Jackass, but there's an episode where one of them, Ryan as well, I think, they chuck him in the back of like a caravan thing, and he's locked in, and he's got like 10 snakes in there. I would probably pass out and get eaten by the snakes.
Have you ever
panic.
Jones? Have you ever watched Indiana Jones?
I've seen a couple of them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's some snake scenes.
I like. Have you watched? There's a thing over here. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. I don't know if you've heard of that.
I've heard of it.
And it's like celebrities come into a jungle and they have to do these trials. And one of them is they have to get into a coffin, like buried alive, with snakes and spiders. And
oh, I would not be able to do that.
It's not good. But it's kind of funny seeing these celebrities do it,
yeah.
I have to say. But I wouldn't do it.
I suppose if you gave me a lot of money, maybe I don't know.
Yeah, good couple of million.
Be a lot of money. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Snakes. I hate snakes as well. Is snakes a big thing in England? I guess I never thought about.
It's not, and I thank the Lord for that. Honestly, I would have the worst time of my life if there were snakes in the UK. I'd probably move.
Yeah. Do you have a spider problem in UK at all? Or?
There's a lot of spiders in the house. Not deadly, I hope, but there's like loads of, not so much like tarantulas and that sort of stuff, but like really long legs, daddy long legs. There's a lot of them about.
Okay. That's not too bad. I don't know. To me, like spiders, I hate spiders, and we get spiders
I can
from
get that.
in Kansas. We get quite a bit of spiders, and if I see a spider, oh my god, I freak out. And uh, yeah, I mean, if it's big, if it's small, I can kind of overcome the fear and smash it. But if it's big, I'm like get a baseball bat or something. Like I overdo it. I'm like get the biggest thing I can find.
Hey, if you're in America, just get a gun, just
I was gonna say,
blow it, boom.
if I had a gun, I'd probably
You'd have a massive hole in your wall, but the spider would be gone. That's the main thing.
yeah, yeah, I almost be like, gosh, yeah, I hate big.
It's like you see sometimes on Facebook, like them short feeds, people there's a spider on the wall and they're trying to get it with a cup and it like jumps and it lands on them and it's like, oh my god, no way.
That's my nightmare. Yeah, I mean that's my nightmare. I have nightmares about spiders. That's like you always have your nightmares of your things you fear, and you wake up
Tigers for me,
and then you can't sleep for a while because you're like all you can think about is the nightmare. But to me, it's like a spider. Yeah, like having like my fear is like anytime you watch I don't know, I've seen this every once in a while, like where it's like you see a bunch of eggs and then all of a sudden spiders start. That's like my biggest fear. I'm like,
I'd burn the house down. I'd burn the house down.
I was like, if I saw a bunch of little spiders, like all of a sudden, like I'd be like, oh my god,
That's one reason. Well, obviously, apart from it being an expensive trip, but it's one reason I've tried to stay away from like Australia because of the snakes and the spiders.
I was gonna say that. What do you think about Australia? I was gonna say, don't go to Australia.
Yeah, it's like because what I do, like for a job, I'm like in a call center, and I'm speaking to a lot of people. Some people do go to Australia, and I say this kind of stuff, and to be fair, they say it's not actually that bad, but I'm wary of that. There's got to be a lot of snakes in that there.
When I go to the zoo and it's like, here's the biggest spider and it's from Australia, and I'm like, oh god, I'm not going to Australia.
Yeah,
the bird eater is like the biggest or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not going to Australia then.
No way, man.
I do not want to come across one of these. Oh my god. Yeah.
I think what started the fear for both the spiders and the snakes, it's probably movie related actually. Eight-legged freaks. I don't know if you've heard of that. Yeah, that probably started it all off with the spiders, and then what do you call it? Anaconda, I think. For the snake movie, the big massive like 300-foot snake or something. That's probably where it all began.
Yeah, I tell you, the movie that gave me nightmares as a kid was a movie called Arachnophobia with Jeff Daniels, which was all about killer spiders.
Yeah, I just can't watch stuff like that anymore.
That freaked me out as a kid. I hate that, but yeah. Yeah, Keith says, next to dying, public speaking. Yeah, those are the two big ones.
Yeah.
Dying, public speaking. People don't like to do either one,
But public speaking is a really good one, I think, as well. I can relate to that. That's a pretty big fear as well.
Jerry Seinfeld had the really funny joke about public speaking is number one, like biggest fear. Dying is number two. So it's like, so that means you'd rather be in the coffin than the guy giving the eulogy, basically.
I really enjoyed Seinfeld. Have you seen his show Seinfeld?
The show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have all the DVDs.
Yeah, I love that. Kramer. I love Kramer.
I love me too. He's my favorite character of all time.
It's on net. I think it was on Netflix, and I really want to try and watch them again.
Yeah,
I love that show.
Yeah, I have all the DVDs. I've watched them so many times. I'm obsessed.
Such an easy watch. Such an easy watch.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I think Mike's was Fear of Dying. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So that's a big one. Anyways, but we're 12. So this question might connect with the previous question, but I guess the question is, what would be your perfect day? I mean, you think, what is a day that, if you could plan out your perfect day, I guess, what would it look like? And I know you probably think in movies, but I don't know anything more than that.
A perfect day, really, a little bit like what Mike said as well. It's just honestly just freedom a day to do whatever I want to do. Just sometimes I'm feeling different things on a day. So it would possibly be like maybe just going to the gym like 3 a.m. when it's nice and quiet.
3 a.m.
I hate going to the gym when it's super busy. So 3 a.m. gym session. Probably a good couple of trips to the cinema, maybe say 2 films, depending what's out.
Wow. Yeah.
A trip out to the beach, my happy place, Whitley Bay. Again, once you finish the stream, have a little Google of Whitley Bay. It's a pretty famous beach, yeah, in the UK. I would have a little trip to there, rain or sun, whatever. I'll be going. I love going there. What I love is just sitting by the ocean as well, just listening to the waves. I find it so peaceful. I would spend a lot of time, to be honest, at Whitley Bay, just chilling on my towel by the sea, just listening to the waves.
Yeah, peaceful.
Yeah, love it. So definitely the gym, a couple of movies, and a trip to the beach.
Yeah, I figured movies would probably be in that scenario.
And if I could, if money wasn't an option, I'd probably have to be a bit longer than a day, I suppose. But I would travel somewhere as well. Not Australia. It takes 24 hours, I think, anyway to get to Australia. So
yeah, really long flight to Australia. Yeah, it's funny. I just listened to you. It sounds like things that you like being kind of alone and peaceful. It sounds like was what I'm hearing, but you're like wherever there's not crowds of people. That's why I'm.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really like crowds. I'm very. I don't know if I'd say a recluse, but I like my own kind of company. But again, it makes it appreciate more. Like it makes it better when I'm out with other people. I can like build up my energy, and then I've got more to give when I'm out.
Like I'm sure your girlfriend, you like.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You like hanging out with. I would.
Yeah.
Hope so or guess so.
Yeah. She would be with us on that perfect day.
Okay, that's a good answer. Sorry, honey. I'm on my way today.
Thanks for the save there, Jason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Barney Five is my favorite TV character. I love Barney Five. He's one of my all-time favorites. Don Knotts, the Andy Griffith Show. Yeah.
Actually, Ed, just speaking of Seinfeld, I don't know if you've seen it yourself. Everybody Loves Raymond. Have you seen that show?
Oh yeah,
I love that as well. I love that show.
That's a good show. Yeah.
I remember past maybe a couple of years back, every morning it would just be on repeat on Channel 4 over here in the UK. And every morning I'd watch it. It's just so funny.
I agree. It's another pretty good show as well. Yeah, I love it. I was big on sitcoms growing up. I loved watching a lot of different sitcoms in the 90s and 2000. I don't watch it today as I did back when I was younger, but
I don't know if you're such a fan, but I'm not so much now. But Friends, the sitcom, I honestly loved Friends. I've probably seen every episode of the 10 seasons, maybe 10, 20 times.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. An episode would come on and I could just tell you straight away what episode it was, and I could probably repeat some of the lines. Just I loved that growing up.
Yeah, I watched that growing up. Of course, that was another big show in the 90s. One of the big shows that came out. And I don't know if I watched every episode, but I tried to watch a fair amount. And then when Friends came on Netflix or something like that, I watched like every episode, or Hulu. I can't remember what it was on. It was on something. And I watched every episode. I think it was Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched every episode just to go, okay, I've seen every episode now. But yeah. I
haven't watched it recently. But, not so much now, but I did love that growing up, definitely.
Yeah, that was a big one too. I hear you there. Yeah, that I was a big Home Improvement fan. Tim Allen and
I've never heard that.
Yeah, it was mostly that and Seinfeld, I guess, and yeah, Friends came along.
And of course, Faulty Towers, which I know you weren't too big on, unfortunately. But I did enjoy that as well.
I know you love that, yeah.
There's like I'm trying to convince my girlfriend to do it. There's a Faulty Towers experience where you can go out and have a dinner.
Yeah.
I'd like to do that.
That'd be great.
Maybe if you're allowed to film, I might film it and put it on the channel.
Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't give that a glowing review. I hate that, people recommend something, I want to like it more, but I
Yeah,
was like, I was
it's
like,
not for everybody. It's very much like a British kind of humor.
yeah, very much. um, yeah, Columbo, great character as well. I agree. I like Columbo. Peter Falk is great. My dad loved Columbo. I grew up watching Columbo because my dad was really loved that show.
Yeah,
uh,
me ma used to watch that quite a bit as well. It was on the telly quite a lot.
yeah, it's been a while since I've seen that. It's a good show. All right, now we're getting more into questions about your channel, I guess. Get a little more about how you create your channel and all that. So the next question is, what got you started to create your YouTube channel, or what got you the idea to do this?
I always wanted to do one. Like I'd say, I think my channel is maybe about 3 years old now, but I did want to do one quite a bit before, like maybe 6 years, 7 years ago. But again, like a confidence issue. Like again, I was really like shy and quiet,
Yeah,
so I didn't have the build up the courage to do it. And yeah, just one day I thought, I love movies, and I'm just gonna talk about it in front of a camera and put it up there for whoever wants to watch it.
yeah, yeah.
And it was pretty bad. The video was pretty. I think the first ever video that I'd done was the Justice League Snyder cut,
Hmm.
and it was bad. It was, yeah. I wouldn't watch it, so I couldn't. I kind of blame anybody else for not watching it.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was just, yeah, I was proud to do it, and then again, I just kept on doing it and doing it. And the more you do, just like anything, it becomes easier, and you just get more
exactly.
confidence.
Exactly. I agree.
I mean, honestly, if I showed you the first video to one of the newer ones, it would just be crazy difference, honestly. But yeah,
Yeah.
just enjoying talking about movies, and a massive pleasure. Again, my hope was to catch up with other people who also enjoy films, which thankfully has happened. So
Yeah. So did it take very long to meet like Mike and people like that and collaborate, or did you do channel for
well,
start
yeah.
collaborating?
To be honest, do you know how like Mike says like how Anthony Perez like
Hmm.
kind of led him to where he's kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was on the verge of quitting YouTube, like doing videos and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing it. But Mike left a comment on one of my videos,
Yeah.
and it just gave us a nice little boost, and yeah, so that really helped us out and just gave us a little bit more confidence to carry on. And yeah, so because of Mike, really, that I'm doing videos
That's
today.
awesome.
So
That's great. I'm glad you did. uh,
but
glad you.
it's always nice. I like leaving, just like what Mike done for me, just like leaving comments on other people's videos, just giving them a little, because YouTube's hard, man. It
Yeah.
is. It's hard to grow on it and stuff. So just someone might just need that little extra boost. So I like leaving just little comments and hopefully just watching and supporting who I can.
Oh yeah. I always appreciate when you comment on my videos. That's why I like wanted you on here because like, gosh, you're one of the best ones that comment on my videos. Yeah, it helps so much. Comments are to me my favorite thing is when people comment. It's
Yeah,
like because you can look at it and go, oh, okay, how many people saw it? And you see, oh, so many people. Like it's funny because like it's like I have 300 some subscribers, but maybe only 20 people will watch a video. I'm like, what happened to the other 200 and some people? Whatever,
I think
Uh,
that's a really good point, Jason. One of the things to why I was like beginning to quit YouTube is just because I didn't get like the main thing for me was views. You need subscribers and all that sort of stuff, and it wasn't coming. So I just kind of lost confidence.
yeah.
Well, it's not about you could have 1 million subscribers and only 20 people watching. So it's just I just want to talk movies with people who want to hear it and who want to discuss. And whoever watches. And if I get meet and talk to people along the way, that's just a massive bonus. So
Oh, exactly. Yeah, so I'm always like, I'll get a video. Yeah, it's funny. You never know. 'Cause, like, I'll get a video, and it's like, if I get like, for me, if I get 80, let's say viewers, it's like, wow, that was a great video for me. I don't, or if I get 100 viewers, I'm like, wow, that was a really great video. I mean, people, and I always think like I'll put out a video, I think, oh, it's not that big of a video, And next thing I know, it has over 100 views. I'm like, oh wow, watch this video. And then I put a lot of effort into a video, and it'd be like, you got 10 views. I'm like, what the heck? Like I put effort into that video, and
YouTube's like the Wild West. Honestly, you just don't know.
nobody evidently cared about about it, but they did. And but you can get, like I said, I can get like 100 viewers. I say, oh, 100 people viewed you, which I don't know exactly what that means. I guess. Did they watch 1 second? Did they watch? I don't know what the algorithm thing is, but it says 100 viewers. So I'm like, oh, I'm happy. I'm like, all right, people watch it. That's what I want. Uh, but then I get like 2 or 3 comments. I'm like I have 100 people, only 2 or 3 people made it. It's usually my friends that I know that are nice enough to comment, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely. That's why I just really appreciate the people who do like the videos and comments, because again, it's just I like talking to them. If them other people that are watching, that's amazing. I really appreciate it, and I'm happy to talk in the comments and just keep it going.
I'm so to me that's the comments are the biggest thing to me. If you comment, that means to me it tells me you actually watched the video, and pay attention, or you leave a comment. It's like, oh, you really care, that makes me happy more than anything. And like me, like I watch other people's channels and I will comment. I like to comment on people's channels, whatever, show them that, hey, I saw it, and all this. And sometimes people, it's if I do that and like the person doesn't comment back or anything, I might stop watching their videos. I'll be like, well, he doesn't give a crap about my comment, I guess. So why do I care about his channel? I know if sometimes I get that way. Maybe that's the wrong way to look at it, but if I comment and somebody replies back to me, it's like, okay, I'm watching all your videos now. Like it's that easy to me. It's like if you give a crap, and I'm like, I will do everything I can to support you.
Yeah,
it's that easy.
Oh yeah, definitely. So as I'm just not about the subscribers and I mean, don't get us wrong. Of course, that would be fantastic, obviously, but it's more just if you watch the video, I just really appreciate it. And yeah, if anybody's interested in hearing us talk on movies, then hey, I appreciate that. So,
like he says, YouTube is the greatest thing on the internet. Yeah, there's a lot of bad things, and that is for sure. The biggest thing is the community that you start friends and you start collaborating. That's why I love YouTube. Yeah, like you said, other than subscribers, views like that, it's just meeting people and getting to talk about what you love to talk about is like the fun. Like I have you on here. I don't know how many people are gonna watch this, how many people care. I don't know, but it's like I just wanted to talk to you. So that's,
if whoever wants to listen to more about me, that's all good. Whoever it is,
exactly.
But I'd say we've been waiting to do kind of like a collaboration at some point, so it's good for that. If anything, getting to know more about you and getting to know more about me. So
yeah, exactly. Okay, so next question is, what was your vision for the channel, and when you started the channel, and has that changed at all?
Yeah, a little bit like before. It's changed a lot from where I was starting. I was like, oh, I would like to try and make it like a full-time thing. Do this, do that, loads of subscribers and all that sort of stuff, which just feigned off. And now, completely different outlook. Just hopping on YouTube, chatting movies, and whoever wants to listen, that's all good. So it's really quite the opposite to where I began. But yeah, just my goal now is just I really enjoy making these videos, editing and stuff. Again, just getting me creativity kind of out, because I'm sitting at a desk all day and I just need somewhere to kind of like, just blow everything out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I want to do. Yeah.
I mean, did you start out did you think you started out just doing like movie reviews, or?
Yeah, that's all I was going to do. Really, that's what was in my head. Movie reviews. And then more things came along as I grew more confidence in going out and about, like going to the Tyneside Cinema, doing a little bit of a tour, I suppose, of that, a video on that, and then going to Comic Cons and all that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it started at movie reviews and then kind of branching out to loads of different stuff.
Okay, I was gonna say, because it seems like you branched out since then and trying different things. Like,
honestly, I never thought that I would be going to an MCM Comic Con down London, one of the biggest Comic Cons ever, chatting to all these people. I never even thought I would be able to do that.
Yeah.
So it's quite cool to look back and think, oh, well, I'd done that.
Yeah, and you've done your short videos and all that, which is really cool and unique, I think. Not everybody does that on their channels. I would love to do more of that. I always think like, oh, I need to do something like that. But then I just don't. I'm like, now I'm just going to talk about whatever, list I've made up. And
if you'd be up for it, Jason, I don't know what the next idea would be, but hey, I'd like to get you involved in some way in another one.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And in the one with Mike, not to necessarily ruin anything, but you might see some familiar faces pop up in that.
Awesome.
You may be one of them.
Oh, okay. Do I need to call my agent? No, I'm just kidding.
It'll be a surprise. You'll be like, what? I would have.
Did I sign off on? No, yeah. If you want to use my image, that's fine. All right. Do you have a favorite episode on your YouTube channel that you have, episode or series of episodes that you've done on your channel?
Not to keep bringing that one up, but to be honest, that is my favorite. At least one of my favorites and my proudest is the MCM Comic Con video. I'm really proud of that video. Okay. That's like, I think that's maybe the first video to where I kind of realized, oh, I love all this editing stuff, and stringing things together, maybe adding little bits of extra glitter and all that sort of stuff to the video. So that's probably my favorite and proudest video. Okay. And that's where it all kind of began in terms of adding all this extra stuff.
Okay, that's cool. Did you get a pretty good reception, I guess, of that video then?
It didn't do too bad. I think it's on like 850 views or something. Yeah,
I'd love to get that.
Yeah, it just as well. It was really fun. For all the nervousness beforehand, speaking to everybody, you can have some really fun interactions with these people who are dressing up. There's a one that I really enjoy. There's the Terrifier, or the clown's in there somewhere. That's really fun. And some character of Doctor Who, he's like riding around in some little go-kart thing, and I ask him some silly questions. And yeah, it was just a really fun video to do.
Well, I guess this is a side question then on that. Is there a lot of stuff that had to be on the cutting room floor, or?
Oh yeah, like just loads of interviews and all that sort of stuff that just didn't make it. Yeah. Because it's just like maybe just not as good, or there's some good stuff in there. I don't really have the videos any longer, but I was contemplating adding like an extra interviews and stuff from it, but it just didn't happen. I had some cool stuff with like Buzz Lightyear and that.
Like, how many people did you think you talked to?
20 maybe.
Okay, yeah. So you just go, all right, I'm gonna talk to these people, whatever. Yeah. But
honestly, I was on the verge of like not even able to speak to one, but I ended up speaking to like 20. So again, once you do the one, you just get the confidence and you just build up. So
you just rewatch the video and you just go, this one wasn't as interesting, so maybe I won't put this one. Oh, this one was pretty up and that kind of thing. And
you just cut bits out of the interview and then string other bits together that link up with that talk. And
okay, that's interesting. That'd be fun.
Like building the intro. I don't know. Have you seen Snatch?
Yeah.
There's a part on there where the guy goes to London and he drinks his whiskey and he gets in the cab heading off to London. Yeah. The intro for the MCM Comic Con video was inspired by that. It's me own little Guy Ritchie thing.
Guy Ritchie. Okay. Awesome.
So I'm quite proud of that as well.
That's great. I love that. All right. What famous person would you most like to have on your channel?
Well, the first person that comes instantly to my mind is Bruce Lee, but something tells us that's not going to happen. So
I hate to break it.
I'd probably have to say it. Maybe a year ago, it would have been Dwayne Johnson, but I've kind of fell off him a little bit.
Oh, he'd be great.
Since like the whole Cody thing and things, I think his ego is a little bit
Oh, you did a whole video on that, didn't you?
Yeah, like a just like
The
a trailer montage of the main event and stuff. Yeah,
Oh, that was so fascinating. Yeah, that it was on YouTube, wasn't it? That WWE thing.
yeah.
But how that all went together and
Oh
how
yeah, that was good. I
how
just think, I mean, don't get us wrong. I would love to have Dwayne Johnson on my channel, but
well
I've
that
just fell off him a little bit. I think his ego is absolutely
oh,
massive. Like,
yeah, yeah, because the whole thing was like because The Rock he doesn't wrestle of course full time. He just comes in every once in a while and it's like this is Cody's moment and he like kind of just barged his way into Cody's moment and
like I get it. You know, it's Dwayne Johnson. I get it, but you know they've been building it for 2 years. Cody's having
yeah,
his moment. The Rock's had 30 moments. Like, just
yeah,
let this guy have his moment, and you can come in next year, which he is now going against Cody probably next year.
yeah, I was kind of saying why I'm like, what are we doing here? And so I was so happy they kind of decided, oh, the fans don't want this. Let's back off this idea. I think you questioned some of the, if I remember right, you had a kind of interesting video on that,
Yeah,
questioning the authenticity of the thing, I think, or something like that. That
yeah,
makes sense.
like because again, it was a really good documentary on it, but
Oh, it was
something
great.
just didn't feel right. Like, there's probably a lot left on the cutting room floor that, like, the real stuff. But they didn't want to make like The Rock or whoever look bad.
I,
So
I was going to say that I think they tried to do their best to make The Rock and Triple H look good in the whole thing.
yeah,
And sometimes, yeah, you wonder if it wasn't that way. But yeah, you have to edit it to make it look because Rock is like on the board of directors or something.
mm,
So it's I always say like it's like if the president of Disney all of a sudden was starring in the movie and they're like, what the hell? Like just because you own the company doesn't mean you get to
yeah.
star in the movie. Like
I mean, you know, of course, people want to see The Rock, but just let Cody have his moment, like, you know.
anyways, sorry, I
But
interrupted. So Dwayne Johnson,
not Dwayne Johnson.
but maybe
The
not.
first thing that comes to my mind, probably alive wise, would maybe be Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, okay,
Just so I can ask him, why did you do the
I was gonna
Roadhouse
say.
remake? Why
It'd
did you do it?
oh man.
But
I
he's
wonder.
also a really good actor. So
Oh, he's an amazing actor. Yeah. Does he talk about? I wonder if that's a. Is he proud of that?
they're doing another one, Jason. I think they're doing a sequel.
Because sometimes as an actor, you have to like, you make a movie, then you have to pretend like it's a good movie,
Mhm.
and then years later, you find out that the person's like, "Yeah, I knew it was a bad movie, but I
Yeah,
had to promote it, so I had to pretend like it was good." And you go, "I
I
knew
think
it."
I think Michael Caine has a quote where he says, like, he acknowledges it's a bad movie, but the house that it bought was really nice. So
Yeah. Like George Clooney famously just hated doing Batman and has no problem talking about how much he hated how much, and we're all like, I knew it. We all knew that was a bad movie.
I
And now
love that film, Jace. I love that film,
Batman
honestly.
Robin.
Yeah. I've got like a on the channel. I've got like a first time watching of the video of the film, and yeah, it's so good. When he comes in, he just says, "I'm Batman," and he's George Clooney voice. It's just hilarious. And then Arnold with his one liners, "Nice to see
I,
you."
oh, so bad. Yeah, Paul McCartney would be my number one choice. Yeah, that would be amazing. I don't know if I'd be able to talk to him. I'd be so in, in
Yeah.
awe. Like, oh my god, like I'm talking to my.
I know Adam as well from What the Gym. That would probably be his as well, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean a Beatle. Come on,
Yeah.
that'd be number one. Man, Dwayne Johnson though, man, your channel would blow up big time.
Yeah.
Oh my,
I think he's like the most followed person ever on social media.
he was. I know he was like the biggest paid star. Maybe that might have been like 5 years ago. So I would
Yeah.
guess he's still probably pretty big paid star. Um,
He's probably a bit busy to show up on Not Your Normal Geek, I think, like, but
it'd be hard to get, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know Mikey tried to get Emma Stone as well, didn't he? But
I couldn't believe when he said that. And the publicist was like, she doesn't have, what did she say? Have time, or she can't. I forget what the excuse was, but like, well, yeah, of course she's not good.
but hey, honestly, you never know. You had David Howard Thornton and stuff.
I
And
know.
apparently someone who gave him like the email got like the Jingle All the Way director. I would love that. Massive fan of Jingle All the Way. I would love that.
There you go. Yeah. That'd be awesome. Have you had anybody? You haven't had anybody on the channel, have you?
No. A big goal of mine on YouTube is to do like a live stream. Because I've got like a fear of doing it. I don't know if I could do it. So that's like a bit of a goal of mine, I suppose, on YouTube, to do a live stream at some point.
What if they were like, hey, we got the star of Jingle All the Way, and you're like, what? Arnold Schwarzenegger? And then like Larry the Cable Guy showed up, and we're like, oh, we meant two. Like,
I mean, I would have to watch the film at that point, but I have to be honest, I wouldn't turn it down. But at the same time, I don't know if I could be honest and say I loved the film to his face. I don't know.
I don't know how. I hate that you have to be. Yeah, I hate when I watch interview shows and the interviewer, of course, has to butter up the.
Yeah.
And you have to, of course, or the guy wouldn't the guy would walk out, if he didn't butter them up, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's like, I want to be honest, but like.
I mean, interviewing whoever made The Incredible Bulk. Oh my God, I loved this film. This was amazing. How did you?
How'd you do it? Oh, it didn't cost that much. You're not kidding.
I mean, this scene is so thought provoking. It's just incredible.
Yo, you didn't know what you're doing. You're not say. You don't say.
how you made the butt cheeks not jiggle is incredible.
I did. Oh my gosh, we got next Spielberg here. Yeah. All right, number 17. We're getting towards the end of this list, so hopefully, hasn't been too hard for you.
No, it's been all good. Hey, I'm finding it interesting just giving this information out there. I say I'm learning stuff as well, maybe.
Yeah, it's out there. You can't take it back now. We're getting to know the real Ryan.
But yeah, it's nice as well though, bringing back like nostalgia, like again with like Sweden and Italy and stuff. It's like, oh yeah, just remembering them memories. It's really good. So
I asked that question because I love traveling, so I'm always other people's travel experiences.
Hopefully Florida in the next 2 years. I'm hoping for Disney World. So
awesome. So interesting. Talked about who you wanted to have on your channel. Who do you want to play you in your own biopic?
Jake Gyllenhaal, to be honest with you as well. Yeah.
I was gonna say it had to be Jake Gyllenhaal, doesn't it? Have to be.
I don't know, maybe not so much now, but in a couple of places where I've worked, they've said you actually look quite a little bit like Jake Gyllenhaal. Once I've had a haircut, it's a bit of a mop now, but
that's not far off, I would say.
Oh, yeah, maybe Jake Gyllenhaal, and I think he would. There's not much of a better actor, I guess, who could do a really good job.
I'm sure he can learn English accent. And
I would like to hear Jake with a Geordie accent from Newcastle. That would be pretty funny.
He's I don't know if he's a method actor, but he's an actor that probably, I'm sure, will study tape. And
I think one film that I loved first seeing him in was, have you seen Nightcrawler?
Yeah, I was gonna say Nightcrawler is like
really, really good.
The movie
messed up, but good.
Yeah, real messed up. That's a movie really, really changed himself. That's why I was really impressed with him. Like, wow, he does like Jake Gyllenhaal in the movie. Like, he totally transformed himself into this role. Because he does these, he can do the action movies because he can get in really good shape. And so he looks good, with his shirt off, and he can do, action stuff, but he's also a really good dramatic actor as well. And
one movie I haven't seen him in is Southpaw. I would like to see that. I've heard good stuff.
Yeah, he's the boxer. Yeah,
and he's jacked us out in that. Oh,
like really good shape there. I mean, he does these like really like he would do these occasional like just popcorn flicks, like Prince of Persia, and where he just he looks good, and he can do comedy, he can do drama, he can do action, so he can do the thing. And then he does something, like Nightcrawler, or you even look at Brokeback Mountain, where it's like, oh, he's a really good actor.
That's a different.
I mean, he even, like I said, he's one of those actors that I always think of him and like Joaquin Phoenix and guys that will totally,
Yeah, I was actually.
like, they'll lose weight, they'll gain weight, they'll do whatever to be the role.
I was actually going to say as well, if it's not Jake Gyllenhaal, Joaquin Phoenix. That was another one I was going to say. Amazing. As much as I'm not a fan of Joker 2, I just really do like him in that role. Like, he
Oh,
really transforms his body. Like, have you seen Christian Bale when he's like really paper thin in The
yeah.
Machinist or something? Kind of like that.
Lips, and it's insane how skinny he
Yeah.
is. Oh yeah, it's like he does Batman. He's like kind of buff for that, and then he does Vice, where he gains a bunch of weight to play Dick Cheney of all people. And,
I think because again, Christian Bale, American Psycho, but I think he went from The Machinist, like, incredibly underweight, and he ended up just bulking up too much for the Batman Begins, to where Christopher Nolan had to ask him like to actually like take it back a little bit because he was just too bulky.
Yeah.
So that would have some pretty bad effects on your body, going from like two extremes.
I would think so. I was just thinking that, like, that can't be good for health, but I don't know.
So I think he said after, like, to a certain point, he's not trying to do that so much now.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Yeah, him and Joaquin Phoenix have gotten. I don't know if Jake Gyllenhaal's done. Well, Nightcrawler, I guess, did he? He was a little more skinnier probably in that one.
Yeah, he was really thin in that as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Like Joaquin Phoenix level in the Joker skinny.
Yeah, so okay, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's crazy when we see them. The other one that almost, like, I felt like I almost wanted to say, like, man, like, I'm worried about you, like, is Matthew McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club. He got real skinny for that because he was dying of AIDS, and he got real skinny, and I was like kind of almost worried. I was like, because even in the next couple of movies, he felt skinny, like he didn't gain weight yet, like he was still recovering from that movie, and I always thought, like, oh man, don't kill yourself over these roles.
That it can't have a good effect on your body, and it must take a toll.
No, and I think he finally got to where he looks more healthy, but I don't know. For me, for a while there, he didn't look healthy to me. I was like, gosh, this is not good. Like, I'm kind of worried about your well-being. Good performance, but I'm worried now. Leonardo DiCaprio, I feel that way sometimes. I'm a little worried about you, Leonardo. Like, you're doing a little much,
I think he done some wild stuff. I think, like, for The Revenant, when he won his Oscar. Apparently, like, he done, like, practically living out in the wilderness or something.
Yeah, I think he went to pretty extremes on that movie, and he won the Oscar, so it worked. But I was like, geez, Leonardo, you're gonna kill yourself. You're like, on these movies, like, you're doing too much.
The things these actors do for Oscars.
I know. I couldn't do it. I'd be like, give me a role where I just look normal, like, please, like.
It's they've got a lot of passion for the role as well, though. So I suppose they do massively respect it.
Yeah, it's like when I watch wrestling. I don't know if you ever feel this way. I mean, when I was a kid, you watch somebody get power bombed through a table or something like that, or take these really get hit in the head with a chair. You see get dumped on the outside, and you're like, of course you're like, or I used to watch Jeff Hardy. I love Jeff Hardy. He would get on top of a ladder and laying on his back on somebody, and I'm thinking, oh, that was so awesome. Now I watch it and I go, oh my God, like, how much hurt, as I get older, I just think about the pain and like what that does for your body. And sometimes I think, do we really need to do this anymore? I don't know if you ever feel
a really good film. You've probably watched it. The Wrestler with Mickey Rourke.
Yeah.
Like, with the drugs and all that sort of stuff as well, on top of everything else.
Oh yeah. Painkillers.
Pretty wild. The wrestlers as well. Again, massive respect to what they do, but man, they do some risks. People say it's fake and that, but people say a lot of stuff about Hulk Hogan. All like fair enough, but in the Mr. McMahon documentary, I think he says people say it's fake. I mean, I didn't get the memo because I've had like 20 odd surgeries on my back and stuff. So,
Like all these surgeries.
which is a fair point.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, to me, it's like I used to think Extreme was okay. It was kind of cool, but now I don't like Extreme Wrestling because I'm like,
Nah,
man, take care of yourself. Like, you don't need to for entertainment, I guess.
these death matches and stuff, I cannot watch. I
No,
can't do it. Like
no,
barbed wire and that, I
no,
cannot watch it.
no. Like, I don't know if you watch AEW. AEW does
Oh
sometimes
yeah,
matches where I'm like, this is a little too extreme for me. Like, yeah, he said like barbed wire. I'm like, I don't need to see this. Like, I want to
yeah.
see.
I do prefer AEW over WWE for the most part, but they are definitely on the edgier side. And again, I
Yeah,
cannot watch a lot of that stuff where they go a bit more edgy.
yeah. It's like, to me, I'm like, I don't know if I'm more old school. I'm like, man, I just want to see two guys in a square ring, doing cool moves, doing holds and suplexes, like, and telling a story. And it's like, I don't need the extra stuff. Like, in
Like my
fact,
favorites in AEW would probably be MGF and Will Ospreay at the moment, just because again they're very in ring stuff, not so much like this wild barbed wire stuff.
yeah. Anyways, that's a tangent, but yeah, just you made me think about it. Yeah.
Jason, I do apologize. I just don't want this laptop to die on us. If you just bear with us 1 minute, I'm going to run and get the charger, and I'll be with you in just 2 seconds. All right.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
All right. We'll see how fast Ryan can go on here. Uh, see, Ryan, you got the Joker poster behind you. Big Joker fan. Um, yeah. Yeah, just going on wrestling. Like, I've read too many wrestling biographies just to know how much damage that does and to your body, especially your head. Protect your head, for goodness sakes. You only get one chance at life. Uh, and also, like, how many wrestlers die of heart problems in their 40s? Like, it's terrible. Um,
Yeah, I mean, if you think how Terry Funk, how he carried on as long as he did,
I
like,
don't get how he did all that. Like, you watch the documentary, like, there's a documentary that he's in. It's like he barely can get out of bed, and he goes and does these matches. I'm like, the guy looks like he can barely walk, and he's
yeah,
in
I
like,
can't even imagine the pain that some of the people are in. It's just wild.
yeah, chronic pain, and then taking I think taking the painkillers and the steroids or whatever you're taking, and then I think people have heart problems, and
It's like a bit of a controversial topic, but that's probably like what happened with the Chris Benoit situation, just taking all these things, taking all the
so
bumps to the head.
me bumps
I
to the head.
think that's a lot of reason why Kurt Angle left WWE, because all the days that they were getting him to work and just what he would have to do to keep all that up. And after that situation, he had to get out.
Yeah, I saw something about how terrible the scheduling was. Or I was listening to Bret Hart recently. Bret Hart's fun because
Yeah.
he has no filter. He just tells you what he thinks, and he doesn't care. Um,
Yeah,
and
when he's telling that story in the Mr. McMahon documentary where he just gives Vince an uppercut. I love that. That was so funny.
yeah,
You could see he was so happy with it as well.
he was proud of that moment.
Oh yeah.
Like, I really got it. Clock cleaned his clock, and but yeah, so I've been watching some interviews lately. I've been catching he go because he's not afraid to go on wrestling, channels and talk about, stuff and put and just totally bury people and throw them under the and I'm like, oh, okay.
I'd really like to watch more Dark Side of the Ring. I don't think I've seen any, but that's where you see all the the interesting stuff.
Oh, those are great. Yeah. Um, but yeah, he talks a lot about, like, yeah, how he thinks people are too aren't safe. They aren't safe anymore. That's what he thinks. He thinks people aren't wrestling safe anymore, and
He doesn't like people doing all the flips and stuff, does he?
he doesn't like all the extreme stuff because he says I've never hurt anybody, and that's the most thing he always says. That's the thing he's most proud of. He's never injured anybody in a match, and Goldberg ended his career by kicking him in the head, and so he, has a lot of animosity about
Yeah.
that.
I mean, did you see the WWE with Brett on, and Gunther was saying, "Oh, my favorite wrestler was Goldberg." What a line!
So good.
And to be fair, Brett kind of like gave a little
Yeah.
smile.
Yeah. But I can't remember what I was going on with that. But anyways, all right. Question 18. All right, talking about proud moments. What do you feel is your most proud moment? And I guess you've maybe talked about it already. Of course, some of these questions unfortunately tie into each other. But do you have a most proud moment in your life?
Yeah, I mean, take it away from YouTube, even just like proudest moment. Bear with us a minute, but it would probably be when I threw out my Xbox. That is my proudest moment.
Proudest
But
moment?
maybe when I was like maybe 13, 14, 15. I was on the verge of like a recluse. Like I was just in my room gaming all the time.
Oh.
Call of Duty Zombies. That was
Yeah.
my life. Yeah.
Okay.
And it came to a point was like, I'm gonna have to stop this. Like honestly, I wouldn't leave the house. People would come to me door, friends asking, "Are you coming out, Ryan?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm on round 50 of the zombies or something like that." So honestly, the proudest moment is probably just getting rid of that, and because of that moment is how I've experienced Sweden and New Orleans and all that sort of stuff. I like gaming now. Absolutely, I do a little bit here and there, but it was bad. So it was just good, proud, getting rid of that, and because of that, I've had some really, really good experiences that I really don't think I would have had if I didn't do that.
Okay, so it's kind of a mindset thing. Sounds
Yeah,
like different mindset on life.
and now because of that, I love trying new things. I'm a little bit hesitant, but I would like to jump out of an aeroplane. I'm trying to convince myself to do that, but
Well, if we can see on YouTube, yeah, let's do it.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's probably an excuse I'd have. I could maybe just film it and put it up there. Might be a fun thing to watch. Hopefully, I don't die at the bottom of it, but
I just view it to see did he survive.
maybe one day I'll probably do that.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. So you're more adventurous. It sounds like.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I'd say again, it's just one thing builds onto another. After New Orleans, I got the travel bug, going everywhere.
Oh yeah, I love traveling. It's fun to do.
It's like I know you've done your trip over Europe. In Switzerland, was that one of them that you went to? No,
Austria.
Austria. Yeah.
Yeah.
On the trip to Italy, we're done it through coach, so it was like 2 days on the coach to Italy. It was a nightmare. My bum was sore as anything. But one of the stops was Switzerland, and it was beautiful.
Oh, Switzerland! I'd love to go to Switzerland.
I think we're seeing the spot where Sound of Music was filmed as well, like the famous scene when she's on the hills and stuff.
Oh, Salzburg. Or
yeah,
yeah.
It was incredible.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I loved it there.
Expensive, but nice.
I know. Unfortunately,
because when you're on the coach and you stop over for a break, and I went in for a chocolate bar, and it was like £5 or something like that for like maybe I think that's like $10-11 in your money for something like that.
Right.
And I was just I don't think I got it. I think I got a bottle of water, but
yeah.
But expensive, but beautiful place.
I agree. I've been doing my top 10 favorite European cities. Hopefully, you've been watching that and probably different European cities I've been in. Just have a blast talking about it and reliving those days. And yeah.
Where is the next place that you would like to travel to?
Yeah, it's funny. I've always said to my mom, like, I really would love to go to Switzerland.
Mhm.
I think it looks beautiful, like all the videos I watch on it, and see the out mountains, of course, and the
Mhm.
Matterhorn, and just the villages, like these small
Yeah.
villages surrounded by mountains. I think it's so awesome. I watch these videos. And I'm like, I want to take a bike. You like rent a bike or something like that. And I want to rent a bike and just like ride along the mountains.
Yeah, that's another thing. I would really love to ride a bike and do like around the French Alps and stuff.
Oh,
Like, I'm not fit enough by any means to do that, but that would be really nice as well.
oh, yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I mean, like, I always thought like it'd be great to go to like Rome, Italy, and see the Colosseum. I think it'd be awesome to see historically, and
Because I know, I know yourself, you're religious, Jason. So the Vatican, it's incredible. I really
yeah,
recommend going in there as well if you can get a chance. It's beautiful.
yeah, Vatican and the St. Peter's. Is that the big chap,
Yeah,
the Michelangelo thing and all
it's
that?
like it's like a chapel. So you travel through the Vatican, and then it's kind of like at the end. It's like some chapel thing with the Michelangelo on the roof.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I love the thing I love about Europe is I love castles. I think castles are awesome. I love going to see them, and I love cathedrals because they're so beautiful. They're huge. They're humongous. Like, and I've seen so many, and it's like we don't have this in America. Of course, we don't have, at least as far as
Mhm.
I cathedrals or castles or anything.
Are
Uh,
you are you a fan of Harry Potter at all?
yes.
Because if you do end up coming like up here around here, there's a Anna Castle and stuff where Harry Potter was filmed, some of it
Uh-huh.
and all that. So there's a lot of cool castles as well in general, just to see up here.
Yeah, and everything's. I mean, the thing here, here we're talking about Europe now. We've not talking about Ryan anymore, but Europe. But uh, everything is, hundreds of years, thousands of years old, or whatever.
Mm.
500 years old, is normal. America hasn't been. We haven't been around that long, so here it's like something's 100, 200 years old, whatever. It's like, wow, that's ancient. I go to Europe and it's like, oh, that over there, it's 500 years old. I'm like that's like twice as long as America, and they act like it's a casual thing. Oh yeah, that's just 500 years. That's no big deal. And I'm like, it's a big deal. Like we don't
I
have any.
think I think you would have an amazing time in Edinburgh. There's a lot of old stuff in
Okay,
Edinburgh. It's a really beautiful city.
okay.
It's probably my favorite city in England. It's a
Oh,
really beautiful place,
I've heard,
especially if you love old stuff.
yeah, I love old stuff. I've heard of it. I can't remember what.
Like Scotland, up Scotland way.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to go to. Well, what I hear is you need to go to Bath and York, or kind of the places I've thought.
York's nice.
If I went back, I'd love to see those places. And I've only been to London, but I'd love to see Bath and York, and up north. I hear it's real pretty.
Mhm.
It's more green and more hilly. Maybe I don't know. There's something about the
Yeah,
north like really beautiful or something. But anyways,
I
yeah.
would definitely recommend Edinburgh. I think you'll
Okay.
really enjoy that.
Okay. Um, all right. Talking about this, funny. This kind of it goes right to my next question. What is your number one bucket list? If you had a bucket list of things you want to do before you die, what do you think is top of that list?
Number one will be to be in like a movie of some sort. To have a somewhat prominent role. Like it doesn't have to be like obviously the main, but yeah, I would just love to be in a movie, like having a role to where that can kind of live on a little bit. I would love that. Even something in a TV show. I love It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Netflix.
Yeah.
I would love a role in that. I would love it. That's probably if I could get something in there, even just a small part. I would love that big time. It's like
So,
it's a more mature Friends, I suppose, is the best way I can put it.
right. Yeah. Um,
I think you would also really enjoy that if you haven't seen it. But yeah,
yeah.
I would love it to be in that.
Okay. I'm trying to think. What's the big? I don't know. I'm trying to think. What's the big show in England right now? I don't know if I pay enough attention.
I think in England it's like a lot of murder stuff. I think. Like true crime things and stuff like that tends to be popular over here. There's like Vera, stuff like that.
Yeah. Like if I see anything sitcom-y, it's usually Ricky Gervais, I think.
Yeah, yeah. The Office.
Yeah. Extras and yeah,
Derek. I don't know if you've heard it. But yeah, Ricky Gervais kind of tends to in the
I watched that.
sitcom.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Ricky Gervais stuff. He's funny, but
Did you watch Derek?
yeah, yeah.
What did you think of that?
I liked it.
I really enjoyed it because one of my jobs I used to work in a care home, so I could relate a lot to
I
that as well.
that's my job. I work in those kind of areas. uh, I kind of related slightly to it. No, and I actually one episode made me cry. I think I got
Oh
the
yes.
when you care about somebody then they die. I think that's a real thing in the when you
Mhm.
work in healthcare. But yeah, anyways.
It's really sad, definitely in some parts. Really, really nice show. Something quite unexpected from Ricky
Yeah.
Gervais because
Oh yeah.
he's known for like really pushing it a little bit on his stand up and stuff. And this is something
Yeah,
that people may not really expect from him. And it's a really nice show.
I agree. Um, but yeah, all right. So we want to see Ryan in a movie. We can make that happen now.
If it wouldn't be that, again, it would probably just be travel the world, travel everywhere. If money is no option, I would just travel the
He
world.
loves to travel. Yeah,
Yeah,
and vlog it or
yeah, I would vlog it definitely. Some of it.
how about
I think again, money was no option. If
yeah,
I was just like on my own, I
yeah.
would probably be Forrest Gump, and I would just run around, just constantly run everywhere.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, I mean, America, obviously, we have a lot of space. We can travel. Uh, I mean, you can travel to different countries. Like, I don't really travel to different countries. I travel to different states. uh, but I think, yeah, I always think like, yeah, if I had the money, I would. Like, I used to ride motorcycles. I don't have one at the moment, but like, my dream would be like, yeah, if I didn't have any responsibilities in life, I would just get on my motorcycle and
Yeah.
just start driving to different places and just see all the things I'd love to see. But it would cost too much money and I wouldn't have the time. It would take too much time. But I'm like, I'd love to visit every state. Like that's always the thing we say. Like it'd be fun to visit every state but it's just so hard. It's just they're so too far away and
Yeah.
uh, all that. But yeah, awesome.
I've always wanted to go to Hawaii. That's kind of been a bit of a goal, but
Yeah,
again, the like natural disastery side of things, and it's incredibly long to get to.
yeah, yeah.
Just it's kind of dampened a little bit. I'm not too big on it now, but that was somewhere I would love to
Okay,
travel.
yeah. Opposite of Sweden.
Yeah. As well, if you like your mountains and stuff as well, Norway. If you get to Norway, that's beautiful.
Yeah, Norway looks cool. Yeah, I love mountains. Yeah, I do love mountains. That's like my favorite thing.
There's like there's some place where you can go and you literally come out of your cottage
hmm
thing and you're on the lake and there's just a massive
yeah,
few 100-foot mountain right in front of you. It's just beautiful.
I love that. Yeah, that's my favorite thing. I feel like we need to get you on. Well, I almost want to say we need to get you like be like the buddy in like a Dwayne Johnson movie, like like he's the main action guy, and then you can be like the sidekick. How about that?
I'd be his Kevin Hart. I'd be his
Yeah,
Kevin Hart.
he's Kevin Hart. Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Even something like that, I would be happy to take that.
I can see that. We can do that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Dwayne Johnson character travels to England and I don't know. It bumps into you
I
somehow,
think
and
I think if I was to make a movie, it would probably be because realistically, it'd be like the premise would be like Roadhouse, but it would be on the level of The Room. Me as Patrick Swayze, just that would be quite something. That like
what's
that
up?
would be something.
I'm trying to think now with the room. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Like that.
I would actually that's quite cool. I would like to do that.
There you go. Yeah, Keith says he'd like to visit Liverpool, which is in England, of course. I would love to visit too because I'm a Beals fan, so that's a place I'd love to go see.
Jason, you'd have a hard time understanding their accent. Good God. I don't know if you've heard them speak, but the Scouse accent is...
Yeah, the Liverpool. Funny thing, back in 2008, my mom and I, first time we went and traveled to like Germany and Austria and Czech Republic. I think we were in Germany and we were seeing the Neuschwanstein Castle or something like that. And we bumped into, and we always, meet people and we talk to them. That's the fun part of traveling. And we meet people from different countries all over the place, of course, just like us being tourists. And I swear we met this kind of older couple and they were from England. They're somewhere in England anyways. And we're sitting like kind of across from them, on a bus or something. I don't know what we were on, but anyway, so we just struck up a conversation with them. And I kid you not, we could not understand a word they were saying. And they were speaking English. They're from England. And I swear my mom and I, after the conversation, were like, I have no idea what they said.
What did that just say?
And they're not even from, they're English speakers. I mean,
so was it like the traditional London kind of accent, or was it somewhere a bit more?
To me, it was just very mumbly. Oh, blah, 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 blah. It was like, I don't know how to, I'm not doing maybe the best thing, but it's just like very mumbly. And I was like, it's like you're not pronouncing the words. I don't understand.
Honestly, like even me being from the UK, when I'm at work at the call center, and if someone Scottish comes on the phone, I'm just like, I don't know what you are trying to tell me here. I would love to help you, but I cannot understand.
I'd love to help you.
I can't hear you. I don't know what you're saying.
Oh man, there's a movie called Killer's Game with Batista.
I need to watch that
action movie. Yeah, and there's two Scottish guys, and they have to have subtitles because you don't understand a word they're saying, and they purposely do that so they have subtitles, kind of part of the like. And they're saying like Scottish slang terms, I guess, and yeah, you would have no idea what they're saying except for the subtitles.
I mean, I don't know if that film's any good, but a big disappointment. I was looking forward to that because I love Dave Bautista. I think he's really good. But that didn't come out in the UK in the cinemas.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen it. I want to check it out. Is it any good?
I thought it was terrible.
Terrible.
Sorry.
That's a shame. Because honestly, I just want Dave Bautista to do well. Because
me too.
He was saying this is like the first movie that he's kind of been the main role in and stuff, and it's just I want him to do well. But it's a shame to hear it's not too great.
The action was nonsensical.
Yeah.
He'd do superpower stuff, and I'm like, does he have superpowers? Because he's doing things he should not do as a normal human being, and that kind of took me out of the reaction scene. When he'd do something just astronomical, super strength. And I'm like, okay, he's strong, but he's not that strong. I'm like, I don't know. To me, it was just like they set up these action sequences, and then I'm like, these are really bad done action. That was me, anyways. I like John Wick type action, and this was just like, and even John Wick. But I mean, I enjoy it, but
I'm the same as you. I believe you said in one of your recent videos, like that's how you now judge an action movie on the choreography of John Wick, and I'm the same. I think, this isn't John Wick.
I was like, this is not John Wick type, action. It's ruined me on action movies because I'm like, this is not John Wick.
Well, I'm really looking forward to Ballerina. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. I'm not sure when that's coming out. I keep hearing about it, but
I think next year, I think.
Yeah. We got another Jason here, Jason Entertainment, saying hi. Sounds kind of Scottish, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Ryan was saying.
If it's mumbly, it's probably Scottish.
More than Irish or English. England. Yeah.
Irish and Welsh are another ones that are quite hard to understand. If it's like broad accent, Welsh is crazy. Some of the words they have, it's insane. It's like 30 odd characters in a word, and it's like, how do you even pronounce it?
Yeah, I've heard.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
something like
that. I love him in Guardians of the Galaxy. Batista. almost want to say he kind of became my favorite character towards the end. He was to me the funniest character. First I was like, he was okay. I was like, he's pretty good here. And then I thought, oh, they're like making him too jokey. But then after the second movie, then I was like, no, he's hilarious. Like I actually love the humor of Drax. Anyways,
That's
I
the
think
movie that really like pushed them, I think, in it. That really got him out there.
yeah, that was definitely the big one. That because he was doing a movie here and there, like small parts, and then yeah, and I was a massive wrestling fan, so I was more watching it because I was a wrestling fan more than. But now I'm like, yeah, Batista is kind of really done a good job going from wrestling to acting, I think, and has a legitimate good actor, I think. I mean, maybe not Oscar worthy, but I mean, entertaining as heck.
I think he's done much better than Dwayne, definitely.
Okay, yeah.
And I think I seen an interview, and he does like one of his goals is to become like an Oscar, not even just a nominee or something. He's taking more serious stuff now.
Yeah, he's pretty good
And
stuff.
I think he can do it.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's actually a pretty good actor. Yeah, it's way better than I ever thought he would be, to be honest. Yeah, it's funny watching Guardians of the Galaxy because you watch that, it's like he's a big guy, so he has his shirt off all the time. It's just now my battery power is going out. I have it plugged in, but anyways, uh, but it's like if you watch Guardians of the Galaxy and you think Batista was like jacked, you have to watch him in his early days in wrestling. He
Oh
was
yeah,
jacked. It's not even
he
comparable.
was on some stuff.
Yes, he was one of the most jacked wrestlers I've ever seen. And
I
so
thought he was like going to burst at one point.
oh, it's insane. I mean, and he was, I don't know, maybe in his 30s when he was in his prime. I don't know, because I don't think he got into it too early on wrestling. When he came big, I think because when he got into Guardians of the Galaxy, he's already getting into his 40s, I think, and into his 50s now. And as jacked as he is, he's not going to look as good as old. When you get older, you just don't look as jacked.
Yeah.
Your prime is your 20s and like 30s period, I guess. So if you
Apparently people are getting concerned with the amount of weight that he's lost, but it's like he had a lot of weight to lose, and he's
is it
still like
like
250 pounds or something like that at 6 foot odd. So
he was like a bodybuilder before he got into wrestling. So
yeah,
yeah. So if you watch him when he first came on, oh my gosh, that guy was one of the most impressive individuals. I saw him in live. I watched I was at a WWE taping or something, and I watched him wrestle Mark Henry. And Mark Henry's not a small guy either. He's Mark Henry's Mark Henry's and this is my memory is like Batista. It was like, yeah, Batista picked him up and gave him the spine buster, like he does, which he has like maybe the best spine buster. But he picked Mark Henry, the spine buster. Man, the sound that made was incredible. Those two guys hitting the mat, it made a boom. And I was like, holy cow, that was like, I was so impressed. I was like, how did he pick him up? This guy's giant. And he picked him up and spine busted him. That's when I was like, he's insane. How strong Batista
like
is.
it's like there's a lot of controversy about Undertaker losing the streak and all that. But if there's anybody that's going to be able to do it who's believable, it's Brock Lesnar. Because at that entrance, I was quite
Yeah.
close to the ramp, and he came out in that dude is massive. He was like walking down the ring like that.
Well, he's another guy that
I like moved back a couple of rows just because I didn't want him to think I'm looking at him wrongly or something.
that's another guy that he was more jacked the younger he was. But then he had more success, I felt like, when he got older. All of a sudden that's when he was really just winning. He was unstoppable. And he was doing more of the MMA style look, I guess.
Yeah.
And he wasn't as jacked because he was like getting into his 40s and 50s, but he was still like you said, you saw him, he was still massive. And yeah. Jay says, Ryan, have you ever tried eel jelly? EEL jelly?
I've never heard of it, to be honest. Have you heard of that, Jason?
No.
I'm gonna have a look. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look.
Said
Google.
he had a Welsh friend here, and yeah, it was challenged to understand him at first. You get used to it. Okay.
Gonna have a look. Yeah. I mean, unless he's having me life, yeah, and he's joking, and there's no such thing as eel jelly. But
I wonder if it's a Scottish thing or something, because we've been talking about Scotland.
yeah, it doesn't look very nice. I'll say that. I, I haven't had it, and I probably won't be trying it either.
All right, I got one more question for you, Ryan, and you'll get off the hot seat here. Question 20. What would you like your legacy to be? I know,
That's a big question.
Yeah, it's
That's a big question.
Yeah.
Just, I suppose, to be honest, just like what Mike said as well, just to be remembered as somebody who you can rely on and just was just generally a good person, really, who would be there for you if you need a hand with anything. Like, again, for all at the start, I'm very reclusive and I like my own company, but if you're like, if I connect with you, like, I'll do anything for you. Honestly, I would do anything for anybody. So yeah, just to know that you can rely on us, and if I say I'm going to do something, I do my hardest to make sure I do it. Yeah, just generally a good person, and yeah, just nice to be around. I suppose that would be my legacy.
Okay, that's a good one. That's what I like. Yeah, I think a lot of us like to have that. All right.
And hopefully, a role to remember me by, even if it's some like just ridiculous death scene in a movie. Like, I don't know. Have you seen the video? Like one of the longest death scenes in films, and he's like screaming super slow, like like a minute, like 5 times over. Just something stupid like that. Even something like that.
Would you like to be in Terrifier 4 and
Oh yeah,
be murdered by Art the Clown?
I would love that.
Okay.
I would love that. I would love that. It's like Chris Jericho. He's in 2 of them. He's in Terrifier 2 and he's in Terrifier 3.
Oh, I heard that he was in one of them. Oh, he's in. Okay.
So not to ruin anything on how he dies, but he goes out in a bit of a crazy way.
Of course.
Oh yeah. Hey, if I think it's David Leon. If he rang me or emailed, do you want to be in Terrifier 4, Ryan? Oh yeah, I'd be on that.
We're looking for some YouTubers to get
to kill brutally. I'm there.
You're like, where do I sign up? Yeah, he says the best answer would be I'm living my legacy for me. All right, Ryan, you survived the 20 questions. How do you feel?
I feel enlightened.
Okay.
And honestly, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm sure I know of a couple of people who will watch this and find really interesting, because there's a lot of things in here that people won't know about myself if anyone was interested. So yeah, I've really enjoyed getting the information and bringing back some memories, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it. So thank you for having us on.
Yes, I hope people learn more about you and your channel. And like I said, you have a bigger channel than mine, but I mean, if I can say anything, yeah, I would say everybody, please subscribe to Not Your Normal Geek and watch his stuff. It's great. He's got some great movie reviews. Very funny. Like I said, if you like humor, I think you like his channel. And yeah, great movie reviews as well. You do more short reviews, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think they probably average about 3 to 5 minutes. Doesn't really tend to be, because I know some people do like 8-10 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm definitely on the shorter side.
I've been trying to cut mine down to 5 minutes because I feel like that's about the length that it's good. I'm starting to think shorter is better nowadays, because I tend to go too long, and then I think, oh, I probably went a little long on that.
No, but I'd say honestly, it's genuine. That's what I like about your videos. I like hearing you talk about the movies in depth. So again, everything's a bit for everybody. Some people like short. So if you like talking long, you do that, because it's really interesting to hear you talk. So,
oh, thank you. So closing out, is there something you want to talk about coming up? I know you said short video. I don't know if that's coming up or.
Yeah, so I've literally just released before I came on here, like a new docu-series that's
Yeah,
on Netflix, Wrestlers.
I didn't see it yet, but I saw that you
That's
wrestled.
honestly, Jason, if you're into your wrestling, check it out. Honestly, it's really, really good.
Okay, yeah,
So yeah, I've done that. Next couple of weeks, hopefully, is the short film with Mike. So that'll be interesting. And yeah, Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. I
you love.
love Christmas.
Yeah,
So there's going to be a lot of stuff on there. Last year I'd done a Christmas special with people talking about the favorite
yeah,
Christmas
that was so.
films.
I love
So
that.
I'm going to do like another Christmas special. It's not going to be movie related necessarily. It's going to be like Christmas in Britain. So like the traditional side of Christmas in
Okay,
Britain.
Britain.
And hopefully add again a little bit of humor and things to it. So that'll be fun to film as well. So hopefully late November for that.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. Keith says, "Do you do spoilers?"
No, I try to stay away from
I don't think.
spoilers.
Yeah, yeah,
I know some people do like an extension where they talk about it at the end, but
yeah,
yeah, I try not to. I try not to spoil it because yeah, just in case.
yeah. I have a hard
But
time.
some movies, like The Strangers, Chapter One, are I spoil because to save you the time. Because it's yeah, there's nothing to spoil really. It's just not worth watching. And I will give you an alert if I mention something.
Yeah, yeah. I have a hard time not spoiling older movies because I always feel like,
Yeah,
what are you doing with your life? You haven't seen this movie. Come on.
it's like spoiling It's a Wonderful Life or something. It's like
uh,
you know.
yeah, if I'm talking about Star Wars, I'm like, surely I can spoil who Luke's father is, hopefully,
Yeah.
and people won't be upset. But who knows?
I can imagine the Star Wars crowd's pretty, yeah,
Yeah.
they
Uh,
love the Star Wars movies. So if you talk bad or something on them, they're probably pretty rabid on you.
oh yeah. But yeah, thanks a lot for coming on, Ryan. Come my second guest here in 20 questions, and I really enjoyed doing this with you. And again, definitely subscribe to Not Your Normal Geek and give them some likes and comments and all that. I appreciate it. And besides that, thank you a lot, Ryan. Thank you to all the commenters, Keith, Jason Entertainment, Mike. Appreciate you guys. And Laura, appreciate you coming on, commenting. Really like that. Besides that, I guess now we're starting a new week. So I guess everybody have a nice new week, and we'll see you later.